Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Texas Card House Dallas. I am RJ Dupree. This is the even bigger one, the greatest monthly tournament in all the land. I'm in the booth tonight with my man, Eric Van Loozen. What up, Eric?
What is going on? Yeah, it's a great night for the Mas Grande tournament. We got Johnny Rodriguez in the box there. We're about to get kicked off. Thank y'all for waiting with us as we had our normal 20 or so minute delay, and we are getting kicked off and ready to rock here.
There you go. You see those chip stacks at the bottom of your screen. Carson's going to come in with a massive chip lead, 8.8 million.
Oh, even worse.
Haley, you didn't tell him that was already reserved?
Good luck, everyone.
We have to put the cards here. I think on this.
Yeah. If they don't land, I'll let you know. Yes.
If it lights up, it means it red. Is that what it is?
All right, looks like cards are in the way here. Cards are in the air anyway.
We're going to raise 325.
This is the even bigger one coming at you from Texas Card House Dallas. We think we're underway. Think we're streaming. Rocking and rolling. I'm RJ Dupree in the booth with Eric Van Loozen. I don't know if you heard any of that coming up, but we are underway. What's up, buddy?
What is going on? Let us know in the chat if you can hear us clearly or if we sound like robots.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Make it mic check.
Raise 950,000.
Make it mic check, 1 2 1 2. I think we're coming at you. Card House Dallas, even bigger one. Greatest monthly tournament in all the land.
All right, thanks everybody for letting us know.
Some folks are saying they're hearing us just fine. Thank you, Nathan.
Carson going to take down the first hand, so continue on that chip lead that he started it off with. He was at 8.8 million, and now he's up to 9.2. So once again, got Johnny Rodriguez in the box, one of the fastest dealers in the West. Fast and accurate, though. That's the key. Johnny's a great dealer, great guy.
Love some Johnny.
But we are excited, and let us know who you're rooting on tonight. If you got a friend or a family member playing tonight, we'll go around the table here shortly. But I'm excited for this one, RJ. 54,000 up top.
Very nice. Greatest monthly in all the land. 54,000 up top tonight. The chips are in a fun spot here. Chip lead, massive chip lead in seat 8, but seats 1 and 2 right behind him also with some chips. So it'll be fun to keep an eye on the lines that these players have this evening coming into this final table. And Carson can spin them up. Suited ace deuce here in the small blind facing the raise from Ali. Early position here for Ali. Raised it up with the ace jack.
Carson is staying aggressive with that big stack of his. He's going to put in another 3-bet, 2 hands in a row. And let's see what comes out on this flop. An ace could be disaster for Carson.
All right, Ali just with the call here. Ace in the window. Ace, king, deuce, 2 pair for Carson.
Oh, wow. A 2-piece. I said could be disaster, but look at this. He has outflopped the ace jack.
The dangler has landed.
The dangler for Carson.
All right, that's 500,000. Ali just calls. Oh. And we see a jack on the turn. We got a 2-piece versus a 2-piece.
chop outs. We can see what cards were folded up there in that top left-hand corner. So 2 live outs, one for a chop for Carson, the other for the outright win. But what a card on that turn.
Does put 3 diamonds on the board, so we'll see if that happens to slow anyone down. Not so much yet, as Ali bets 1.6 million into this pot of already about 3.2.
Yeah, we're at 4.8 now in this pot. Hand number 2, we got craziness already. Let's go. Shout out to Handsome Andy, Lego, DFS Brat, Thomas, Sassy. A lot of y'all were in here early as we had a good delay. So thank y'all for being patient with us. We are going to patiently wait what Carson's going to do here with his inferior 2 pair currently.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, there's a lot of chips in the 1 and the 2 seat here. Ali being in the 2. What a laydown here from Carson. He does not want to mess with it.
First time I somehow believed you. Thank you.
Shows him. He does show the ace-jack. Ali does. So little show and tell early on through our second hand. Carson gets away from that one.
Gets away from it. Well played right there. Forcing the 3-bet on his opponent and able to get away from it when it gets dangerous.
Find out in 20 minutes anyway. Turn off the stream.
I'm just pretending to be a professional.
160 to go.
Well, you know one person you don't want to know.
All right, one of the shorter stacks, our man AJ.
What's up, AJ? Shout out to AJ.
Probably the guy at this table that I've played with the most over the last 4 years.
Yeah, we see AJ a lot in both the rooms here in Dallas and Las Colinas, and I have played quite a few hands with AJ as well.
Yeah, really enjoy playing with AJ. Gotten to know him pretty well over the years playing here at TCH Dallas.
And he's looking at an ace-10 offsuit. He's going to raise it up, $325,000. Poker Monkey in the chat, trying to get that shout out to Gator. Let's go, Gator.
Come on, internets.
Come on back, baby.
There we go.
We got action. All right.
We did go to a flop with those deuces. And
Yeah, it looked like Sky defended from the big blind with those deuces. We saw a flop, and it came jack high. AJ hits a 10 on the turn, and he'll take it down.
Sky is falling in that hand, but did take a big hit there.
All right, let's see here. What are the blinds nowadays? 160. So blinds here coming into the final table, 80,000, 160,000 with that big blind ante of 160,000. So that puts Benham just a little over 10 blinds here. And Benham is under the gun with that queen 8. He throws it in the muck. I think that last hand he had king jack on that jack high flop. Didn't even think about it, out of position, just threw it immediately into the muck, and rightfully so. There was an ace-10 behind him, but he could have used that jack that came out. Let's go heads up to this one. Sky versus Ali. Battle of the blinds. It's a limp pot here. Sky will lead out.
400.
Sky checks the turn here. Ali bets 400,000.
400, yeah.
With nothing but a pair of threes, which is actually good right now. Lion's share of equity here.
Bets pert near pot, they say.
All right, got the Mighty Hammer joining us. A lot of folks cheering on Carson. Carson's been on a final table before. And Haley rooting on her man over there in seat 9, Mr. Jared.
What's up, Jared? We're rooting on Jared a little bit from the booth as well. Shout out to the Okie homies.
Got a shout out for Birdie, which is Kyle Birdwell over there in the 4 seat. So really fun table. Glad to see kind of a new group of faces. A couple that have been on here before. Of course, Carson we mentioned before. Venom. Crusher there in seat 6 as well.
Yeah, Kyle Birdwell, friend of the TCH Live show.
Nathan saying he almost made another final table. He's been here a couple times. And
We're ready. It's been a couple weeks.
yeah, he finished 11th.
You got to play a hand. That's
Sky
all
going to
you
raise
have.
it up
You
to
gotta play a
350
hand.
with the old Ace King.
Not yet for me. I'll get one of
Well, let's see if Venom wants to defend here.
You got a call from the PR director or something? AJ, liven this place up, man.
All right, Venom running pretty low there, so this is kind of decision time for him if he wants to defend or not.
Well, not as long as I'm here.
Well, it's because this dude started 3
Fun hand to play always, the old Jack 10.
The verbal slow him down.
He is going to defend.
Yeah, Jack 10, pretty easy to defend in that spot. Wish you had a few more chips, but we'll see a flop. Jack high. Jack 7-4, 2 hearts. Sky raised from the button there with that big slick, so Venom's first.
A little stacked pot ratio of 1 here. He is going to check top pair.
Bets 200,000 into that short stack of Venom, 1.2.
Going to come in for the raise now.
575 is about.
Thank you.
575, just going to leave him 675 behind. And now Sky doing a little inventory. Got the 2 overs, 1 heart. And a little head shake. And he's going to let it go. So nice hand there for Venom.
Nice hand, Venom.
Big pickup there for one of our shorter stacks. Chase Bricker, Mr. Millionaire.
What's up, Chase?
What up, dog? Rooting on his buddy, who was one of his railbirds
That's right.
at that free roll WPT that he banked. Welcome, my friend.
Ashley in the chat as well. She probably knows a little something about these guys.
Yeah, I recognize that last name, Birdwell.
Go, babe, go, she says.
Wonder who Babe is.
Got some players' wives in the chat.
Good stuff.
And on the rail, it looks like.
Right.
Kashik getting some love.
All right, AJ under the gun here with pocket 7s.
And speaking of Kashik,
Just calls the 160.
Kashik going to wake up with a nice hand here. Ace Queen.
Yeah, Kashik's been quiet so far at the final table, but
How much are you playing, AJ?
quiet no longer. Looking at Ace Queen now.
Can they count it for you? Not much.
Approximate. Like,
Not much, AJ says.
2.4.
Got a dirty stack.
Something like that. Yeah, that's just
2 point what?
2.4.
Ish.
20. Exact count.
I've never counted my stack in my life. I probably never will.
2.6.
Yeah, definitely something you don't have to do. AJ being a gentleman, letting him know exactly what he's got. And now Ashik says, okay, now that I know, I'm going to raise you. 400,000 is the wager.
Ace 3 in the muck. Deuces are in the muck. Over to the big blind here. Mr. Birdwell, 8-9 offsuit. Birdie in the muck. There, AJ going to give it back a little bit. How much are you working with?
Okay. Can you call the cocktail? I did. Oh,
Cocktail shut down at 7:15. You just missed it.
oh, is it?
They said you had to take your mask off.
Texas legend Bart Bogart in the chat, cheering on Birdman, Sky, and Jared.
I have to put all this
All
money
kinds
for
of
a divorce lawyer.
celebrities at the final table here tonight. Especially if you can hang out with Bart.
The real
And
question is,
AJ hates seeing that. Got pocket sevens and
Ace, King, 10. Big old flop comes right on out.
I'm not gonna tell her.
looking over at his opponent, knowing he's probably about to put some chips in there, and he is.
That's funny.
300 is that. Supposed to help my kid do her math.
Mitch Lloyd joining us. The Mitchapalooza.
Different type of math.
Yeah, exactly.
Love you, buddy.
It's more profitable. Too.
Shout out to Mitch. And yeah, AJ is a pleasure at the table. Win or lose, great guy.
What up, Mitch? Now, a lot of times we see friends of the show on the table and in the chat, but Mitch is like grandfather of the show.
Absolutely. Papa Mitch.
Papa Mitch.
Oh.
$300?
And I don't know that he's going to go set mine in here on another street. Yeah, just saving face a little bit. And nice hand there for Kashyyyk. AJ lives to fight another day.
Yeah, 300,000 into that 1.2. Trying to bring along any pair he possibly could.
All right.
Nice fold there for AJ. And the bad news now is he's in the big blind. Gator under the gun. He snapped down at something there. Let's see what he's got. Big slick. Ace and a king.
325.
I was just admiring the hat. That's all. I like that hat.
Thank you. My son made it.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I said if I got
Folds around there. Gator's going to take it down.
Thank you.
Poker Monkey says whenever Mitch is dealing, he is the best left-handed dealer over 55 at the table.
You did a little like a little.
That sounds like a Mitch joke right there.
It's a Mitch joke 100%.
Very cool.
I was like, if I get on the stream one day, I'm gonna wear it. Just for fun.
Mitch will wear that one out. And we like it.
Yeah.
Does he know what you do? Like poker-wise?
A lot of lefties in that family.
He's not wearing a mask, so I'm sure he does.
Southpaws for days.
There's only one person here that's
Man, we're gonna needle him all night.
All right, Mitch is watching the grandson tonight, already trying to indoctrinate him
There you go.
into the poker scene. Let the kid breathe a little bit before you get him ready to gamble, Mitch.
So you're saying you're only a tough guy in the poker room, huh? All right.
Ali looking at a hand I just love to play, but at a final table in a tournament, 7-5. Well, he's going to give it a gander.
350 is about. Fold.
Yeah, if you're going to give it a gander, you might as well bump it up a bit, 350,000. But I have a feeling he's going to find some resistance here as Gator in the big blind looking at aces.
Oh, you're supposed to show me.
Yeah, he did that to me yesterday.
But
Yeah.
he folds.
Yeah, he folds the aces.
Folds aces.
Clearly, people are folding aces on this stream.
So I'm guessing we had a misread there.
We had a little misread there because Gators don't fold aces.
Gators do not fold aces.
Gators chomp down on that 7-5 suited. But we'll never know. Might have been ace rag.
All right, under the gun for Carson.
Yeah, we're looking for the blinds too, Tony.
Ace 10 offsuit.
They are not on the screen at this moment.
Let's see. Currently, we're still rocking 80,160. So the big blind 160,000 with a 160,000 ante. So you'll see some strange to obnoxious numbers this particular level. I believe a color up break will be coming up soon, but I'm not certain of how soon.
Getting those little 5Ks off the table. See, the players are raising up with just a little tickle on top of the min click. 325.
So Carson did bump it up here with that ace 10 under the gun. Venom now looking at pocket 10s. And with his stack being somewhere around 2.3.
Absolutely, Joseph. Definitely a technical error there. Gator ain't folding the aces. No matter how bad you've been running with them lately, you're not folding them. That is a good question, Pete. I think seat 9 will let you know. That is our girl, Haley.
The pretty inked girl in the corner
Yeah.
is our friend Haley.
Watching her man. Of course, she binked a tournament for 15K on this very table not too long ago.
And she said she fired a couple bullets in this one.
Just a couple.
To no avail. But we're rooting for her man tonight in the 9 seat, Mr. Jared.
Here we go. We're going 4 ways to a flop here. And it's
Jack 8. Hello.
10s are still good.
No one holding a jack here. 8, 9's going to land a piece of it.
And funky spot here for Venom. Got the 10s.
All the way to Funky Town. Pocket 10s. He is looking at 1.9 behind here. Gets checked to him.
Does find an amount to bet. Bets 280.
$280 here into
Ruh-roh.
a little over 1.6. AJ going to bring the heat here as he's hit the 8. Finds a spot here to raise it up. 560,000 now.
And I believe Venom's going to take his time on this one because
Yeah, Venom will now go into a bit of a blender. He will think this one over.
that's Jared's poker coach over there, if you guys didn't know.
That's right.
You tell him, Sassy, smash that like button if you guys will. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be on here tomorrow night as well, doing a little PLO stream. You guys enjoy a little pot
1,
limit Omaha.
2, 3. That's 4 cards.
4 cards, baby.
Got to play 2.
But this is Hold'em, and we're playing for $54,000 on this final table.
So nice pressure here from AJ, finding a spot to bump it up. And Venom's
Wow.
really got to decide what to do with it with that 1.7 behind, and he is in the muck. Pocket 10s are gone. Nice hand there for AJ.
Nice hand.
This is what we're playing for tonight.
There we go.
Folks.
Look it out.
The next feller out is going to get $54.30, but you're going to 10x that when you go all the way up top there. $54,275 for first place tonight, RJ.
Here we go. Final table locked up. 5,430. That's a pretty good payout.
Yeah, 1,343 entries in this bad boy.
Looking for the 5-digit club for about half of our players tonight.
Raise 400. Fold
All right. Jared's got off to a little bit of a card-dependent slow start here at the final table. Finds himself with an ace-jack. And Venom.
Little upgrade.
Upgrades from those 10s. He's looking at Cowboys. All right, it looks like the blinds may have gone up here as the ante there. Looks like we're at 100,000, 200,000. So this raise here from Jared is a min click.
Sugar free Red Bull and a room temp bottle of water. Thank you.
I want to see him all in.
All in for Venom.
In. All right, so Venom not going to waste time with this one. He's all in for 1.7 million.
Your cover's gonna be blown when you drink.
He's like, I saw a flop with the 10s. I'm not doing anything but ripping it here with the 2 kings.
And Jared and Venom both here. Venom the shortest stack. Jared not far ahead of him. So these are 2 of our shorter stacks here at the final table.
Yeah, calling off with an ace-jack. Not easy. Not easy.
Never a fun spot.
Putting your stack in with that hand is a little different, but he is going to
He's
make the
going to
call.
make the call. He's going to go for it here. He's going to need to find an ace here as Venom at risk. All in for 1.7 million with the Cowboys.
Hoping to run into maybe a smaller pair, but runs into the kings.
Deuce 4-5, so he picks up some outs here. Gutter ball to the wheel for Jared. Only an ace or 3 can change it. 3 ball
my
on the
goodness.
river, and it is a nasty elimination for our first elimination of tonight's final table.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The naughty 3 ball on the river makes
Naughtiest.
a wheel for Jared.
The naughtiest of wheels. Great job for Venom. Definitely mentioned he's become one of our, favorites and tournament regulars here. Really enjoy watching him play.
Yeah.
Been on our final tables before.
Does some work for Chase the Dream podcast, I believe. So
Yeah.
give them a little shout out if they're still rocking. And yeah, absolutely nice run there for Venom, and he will finish in 9th place with that prize of $5,430.
GG's, Mr. Venom, and we will see you again, my friend.
Raise 410 is a full bet.
I don't know, Venom maybe staying around the table, haunting after that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take there. That one was indeed nasty. All right, so we see what kind of the mood the cards are in tonight.
Spicy mood so
Yeah,
far.
the last couple final tables we've seen, the cards have been a little tame, so we'll see if they don't get spicy and stay spicy.
Who are you rooting for, Kyle?
What's that big V word they use? Variance?
He said, who was I rooting for?
All right, Ollie's back in action here. He's got pocket 9s. He raised it
You act like I'm the short stack.
from the +1 position here. 425, a little min raise and a tickler. Folds around to the big blind where Jared has Jack 10.
What'd you say?
I just want to get to the break so everybody can call their wives and check in. I think they'll make an exception.
9 in the window, so that's going to be a decent flop for Ali, and it's a good one.
Hello.
9 high, 6-4 rainbow.
Give us an 8. Oh, it's a jack.
Top set for Ali on the flop, and a jack ball here on the turn.
Another spicy card here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That'll give Jared top pair.
She's watching it right now.
Same.
So Ali bets 325,000. Jared not going away for that. 7 of diamonds here on the river. Jared checks. Ali reaches.
750 for that.
Yeah, it's a medical term, isn't it? The V word?
$750,000 here from Ali. See those big, beautiful green chips in the front of the player's stacks? Those are the big ones.
Yeah, and he's kind of increased the bet here to 750. Is my jack good?
Yeah, 1.8 was in the pot, so we're looking at not even a half-size pot bet here from Ali. This is when poker gets fun.
It'll be hard to get a read off of Ali tonight. He's incognito.
Half pot is a pretty large bet here.
I would consider it. Yeah.
Wow.
Jared gets away from it, doesn't want to mess with it.
Very nice lay down.
Senses something is up, and he's in the muck.
Nice.
Nice lay down from Jared. Nice pot for Ali.
What's going on, Mark Woods? Shout out. And Mitchell, hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, Mitch?
I almost forgot.
Mitchell A.
My buddy in the middle of a handle, Brad Kogel, said, Eric, do you want me to commentate next month when you're at the final table? I think that was a little, I think he was being a little facetious.
Yeah, a little intuition there?
Either
no.
that or he was taking a little jab at me.
Yeah, he probably was. He's probably just picking on you.
Turn that frown upside down, Sassy. Poker will be fun again. Make poker fun again.
Gator in the hijack. King 10 of clubs, so he will raise that up 425,000. Blinds here are indeed 100,000, 200,000. Sky's going to defend from the big blind with King Queen.
Oh, wow.
Gator gets two clubs on this flop. 6, 8, 8. Clubs galore.
Sky's having to fold some kind of pretty big hands. Had to fold that ace-king earlier.
Yeah.
Now folding a king-queen, just whiffing the flops.
Says, can I get one of these Broadway holdings to land something?
Those pretty starting hands, they don't always get those cooperative flops. But he's going to keep playing them.
For show. Yeah, King Queen in the big blind, pretty easy to defend to the min click and a tickler.
And you guys did ask the graphics for the blinds for some reason are not showing up, but we are at 100,000, 200,000, 200,000. So a couple of the players starting to get in a little danger zone as these blinds have gotten pretty high. Kashyyyk going to raise it up to 400,000 with the ace-queen. That's his favorite hand of the night so far.
Ace-queen. Goes with the min raise, 400,000 here. And Sky's going to bump it up some more.
Yeah.
All his green chips. Looks like he is all in. I believe that's all of his chips. 3.1 million there
Close
from
to
Sky.
it. Just left a little,
Okay, so he did leave a little
something behind.
Left a little something, something.
He's sick of seeing Broadway cards and not hitting, so he's going to go with these sixes here.
Yeah, and Kashyyyk's in a spot
Wow.
where he could go for it. Lex not to. Ace-queen in the mug. Sky's going to take that one down.
Well played there. Gets a pretty nice hand there, the ace-queen to fold with a huge bet there.
Picks up a little over 800,000 there. Well needed, right on time for Sky. All right, so Birdie's our shorty now. He's at about $1.5 million, and he is in the big blind here, so he's going to be looking for something juicy here pretty soon. He's got 400,000 out there, counting the ante.
Don't call Birdie the short bird, though. Little upgrade for Kashyyyk over here. Ace-king this time.
Matt in the chat saying, what up, dude? What up, Matt? 11th in the Gargantuan at Durant. Very nice.
Congrats there. And shout out to all our other friends that have been playing at Choctaw this week.
Yeah, happy stacking, even if you're cheating on us. But we got us a good one here tonight.
Yeah, we still crushed our guarantee.
It's what we do.
250 guarantee coming in for 315.
All right, nothing lands here for Ali and Kashik. Ace King still looking good.
Oh,
King on the turn.
we are getting the action cards we need so
There's
far.
the spicy cowboy we were wondering about.
425 with that.
Just a call here. In position. Oh my goodness gracious.
What's better than one spicy cowboy?
Ali somehow checks.
We'll take two.
Diamonds do come in. Front door diamonds do come in, but checks trip kings here. And Kashik has to be thinking, what flush is checking to me here? 2 million out there. What sizing you going with here, RJ?
2 million out there. Ali's got a little 7. Oh, I figure it's going to be about a half pot here. Even lower.
Not even.
He's
And
trying
a snap call.
Yeah, even went lower to Value Town at 500,000.
Wow.
It's easier to try to go bigger when we see the cards there, but
Yeah. So the spicy cowboy got another cowboy right next to him.
absolutely. Woo!
He said, why can't I quit you?
Is this the closer? Like
Heyo, Scrap saying,
Quick trip to San Angelo Kicker School there in hand 14. Ace King outlast the King 10.
you don't got to lie to us, Heyo Scrap. Says literally the best commentators within LMAO. So is he laughing at his joke or
I know, I didn't think it
that's
was funny.
something silly we said? I bet it's something silly we said. We're known. Get out of
Appreciate
line
it.
every now and then. But thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight.
Sassy says we're very transparent, so I like that.
We have a blast.
I think that's a big word for me.
And you guys keep it fun for us in the chat, so thank y'all for engaging. We did lose Venom. We're down to 8-handed, so let us know who's going to take this sucker home for $54,000. Who is going to win this sucker? And we're on hand 15. Let us know the over-under. Well, it's a little too early for that, isn't it, RJ?
You can fire some early over-unders.
How many hands until we get to heads up? We'll start there.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How many hands till we get to heads up? We're on hand 15.
We're not starting this again, are we? So we're starting this again? I don't forget.
Uh-oh. And we do get to listen in. We got some good volume so
Yeah.
far on the players, so we'll let the players chat a little bit.
Then he'll give it back to me.
All right, we got a Gator vote. We got a Jared vote. We're going to have a lot of Jared votes. Otherwise, Miss Haley is going to find you. Commentator salad up in here, Jedi.
We got an all in here.
There we go.
All in for Birdie.
Birdie's in there. He's got a suited king. He's on the button here with that suited king. He's may find some resistance here as AJ has ace-10 of diamonds.
Yeah, he dipped into that danger zone under 5.
Definitely one to think about here for AJ in the small blind.
Kyle is another tournament crusher.
980.
And he is going with the suited king for his tournament life, and he's going to get looked up.
AJ going with just a call here. Gator has ace-7 off, so he's in the muck. So we will go to a showdown and a run out.
All right, Birdie at risk with a suited king, king 3. AJ makes a call with the suited ace-10.
You're supposed to tell me
Finds a
that.
3 when he needs it.
3 ball.
All right,
Ooh.
ace or 10. Jack would get there as well, and it's
Oh,
a
it's
10.
a 10.
Another spicy naughty river here. And
Naughty
just
river.
like that, we've seen 2 naughty rivers and 2 eliminations.
Rio Sucio, they say. That's Spanish, RJ. Rio Sucio. Dirty river.
I believe you.
Yep. I've seen another phrase on a shirt before that said something else about the river, but We can't say that
Well,
on
shout
air.
out to our friend of the show, Kyle Birdwell. A sweet run for him these last couple of days. He will finish in 8th place with a prize of $6,940. Not too shabby.
I know he was excited to be on this stream, so shout out to you, Mr. Birdwell. Great job, and we know we will see you again.
All right, players now locked up 8,740, moving up that money ladder.
Oh, really? Hopefully.
And a good pot there for AJ, so he's bumped up to 4.6 million now.
Yeah, that was like the San Antonio River walk. That was a dirty, dirty river, huh? You don't want to swim in that booger.
Can't see the bottom.
No, sir. 2 feet deep, but you don't want to swim in that booger.
I think that might have been stupid.
All right, Brian Terrelly rooting on Carson. Say, let's go, Winnie.
Yeah.
There you go. Bob C says AJ knocked him out, so he'll be rooting for him, and his over-under is 92 hands.
I saw 69, I saw 97, and now we've got 92 hands to get the heads up.
And there was one person that wanted us to be here until the sun come up, and I did not appreciate that. I saw it,
What was the number?
like 192 or something
Oh,
silly.
goodness gracious. Give me a pillow and a blanket.
Yeah, far greater than any of us hoped for, unless you're the winner of that hot mess.
I know, Chase. That was filthy.
All right, battle of the blinds here. Kashyyyk putting a little heat on it with that king 9, bumped it up. Men raised to 400,000.
Carson wondering if the 7 deuce game is on.
Carson hanging out with the hammer, El Martillo, I think. All right, hammer's in the muck. We can go to the next one.
All right, Ethan Jackson saying, gosh, he says, my Jaka friend, Team Jaka, getting a little coaching from the Jaka man. Says, love seeing some familiar faces at the final table. Yeah, this is great. Y'all let us know who you're rooting for. If you got a friend, a family member, or even a foe, even somebody you don't want to win, let us know.
That's right. Those occasionally do pop up in the chat. As a matter of fact, Bob mentions that AJ knocked him out, so he'll be rooting for AJ. Generally, it's more common for that to go the other way.
Yeah, so Bob is a class act.
Yeah, very, very classy,
Rooting
Bob.
for the guy that
Appreciate
knocked
that.
him out.
Yeah, a lot of times in our chat, they'll say, so-and-so knocked me out, and I hope he loses.
He sucked down on me. I hope he loses. All right, Ali going to raise it up with the old 7-4 of clubs, double down. Jared looks like he smells something funky down there.
Ali in the low jack here, rocking this 7-4 clubs. Getting a little spicy.
How about some spice right
Yeah.
back at you, buddy?
Jared says, I had a full top pair last time on my big blind. I'd like a little cheese back.
There you go. Nice hand, Jared.
Does indeed get that through. Takes down a little profit of $725,000.
And Bob gives us a good way of looking at it. He says, it means my chips end up winning the trophy.
There you go, yes.
So somehow, some way, part of that $54,000 is Bob's.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, last week I did mention, some folks picked on me in the chat that I hadn't played in the greatest monthly tournament in all the land just yet. And I promised I would play in this one, and I did. I dusted a bullet and made a short appearance. Went on like a level 3 heater and level 4 heater, and then ended up dusting it off by level 15 or so.
And who'd you run into at the bar that also dusted off their stack?
My good friend, Eric Van Loosen.
That's right. We busted right around the same
Right
time.
around the same time.
Didn't quite make it to day 2. We gave it hell with our one bullet.
We did. I enjoyed it. It was fun to get back in there. Battle it out a little bit.
And if y'all aren't familiar with this Even Bigger One tournament that we're doing, this is the final table for it. We do it once a month, unless there's a special tournament going on that month, but it is a $300 buy-in multi-day tournament, and usually around 60K for first place. This was
That's
a little short,
Yeah,
but
as great
still
as
close.
these, as
54,000.
great as these payouts are tonight, yeah, they're a little under what they are on the norm.
Yeah, the poor sucker that's going to turn $300 into 54,000
Poor guy.
tonight.
Like, if someone cares.
All right, another battle of the blinds here. King 6 versus 7-4. This one was limped here from the small blind.
Who wants the pot?
Jared's King's looking good.
She should be. I don't know.
Fades the 7-4. King High's good if we go to showdown.
King High might look him up here.
AJ, does your
Nice.
AJ, does your wife like actually understand?
He does.
He does want to see it.
She knows
Gangster move by Mr. Jared.
Nice call there. King High good. Picks up 600,000 in profit, and Sky doing the right things over there, and just finding a way to get picked on.
Well, you got to take a shot when you got 7 high.
Yeah.
Only way to win is to bet. He put an amount out there that wasn't going to hurt him too bad, and Jared looked at that and said, you know what? I can call that. I got King High.
But it's what's fun for Sky is he come into this top 3 in stacks, I believe. He's been running a little bit turbulent at this final table, but like good poker players, he did find one spot to pick up quite a bit of juice when he had those 6s and just squeezed almost all in. And so it, even though he's been running a little bit turbulent, it hasn't been devastating.
All right, Team Jaka over here looking at a couple of 7s.
There you go. Now that I have the tournament itch,
Lady Luck definitely can kick you in the kahunas,
I may
Joshua.
have to go to Jaka school. All right, he will bump it up here. A little min click, pocket 7s, raised to 400,000. Carson in the cutoff with ace queen.
Ethan, it's usually the final week of every month, so we should have that schedule up pretty soon here.
Yeah, next month we have Memorial Weekend, so keep an eye on the schedule for sure because it may move around.
All right. 3-bet for 1.1 million coming in from Carson here. And let's see. Kashik is kind of looking at his stack here. Want to know what he's working with. Really giving him a look down here. He is going to let it go.
Here we go. 7s are in the muck. Nice lay down there. Nice play from Carson. Nice lay down, I say. Of course, 7s does have a slight advantage in equity there, but doesn't want to mess with it right now.
And here is our player stack. So the blinds are still at 100, 200, 200. The shortest stack now is at 3.67 million. So a lot of playability for these players.
I should have looked over there and I just didn't.
This is going to get a little bit tighter between these players because nobody is super short right now.
Pays to be polarizing. Saying nice to see you the other night to myself.
JB3, there you go.
That's right. Nice to see you as well. I wonder, can't quite see who that is. I wonder if that's the gentleman I played with in the tournament.
You'd recognize JB3. Jared going to raise it up here to 400,000. And Ali got a suited king. He's going to make the call. And AJ says, why not? So 1.4 million in this pot already. And here we go. AJ out flopping the 2 overcards of his opponents.
Pretty good flop here for Queen 10. There you go. Sassy and Mighty will volunteer to commentate when we're at the final table.
Nobody will be watching, though, because there will be pigs flying outside.
That's right. Don't dust off your commentating shoes just yet, but
we'll give it hell.
Yeah. Aha, yes. Now I'm with you. JB. Thank you.
Jared hitting his 9 is going to look up AJ here. And AJ going to size up a little bigger bet here. $900,000. That would be fun. You know, I keep forgetting. Many moons ago, a couple months ago, we talked about Scotty Wynn a little bit on stream, and I said I was going to find a Scotty Wynn bobblehead.
That's right.
Yeah, and I
Where'd
bought
that go?
I bought the Scotty Wynn bobblehead, and he is in my truck. So we're going to have to bring that in sometime. Maybe next month we'll give that out as a secondary prize.
Maybe he can make an appearance at tomorrow night's cash game.
Yeah.
Scotty likes cash games.
Yeah, baby. Scotty Wynn.
Under the gun for Kashyyyk King Queen offsuit.
That might have to be a special trophy for somebody. All right, AJ's got a big supporter in SDTX.
That's right, I believe. That is another member of the Players' Wives Club.
All right. Kashyyyk going to raise it up with the King Queen, and Jared looking at a pretty ace-10 of clubbies. And AJ, once again, getting a good price here. This time does let it go. It's in the small blind. And Gator's going to let his hand as well. No, sir,
right.
JB, this is Eric Van Loosen.
All right, heads up here. Kashyyyk King Queen, Jared ace-10. 5-5-3 on the flop. 2 hearts.
Queen ball. Spicy lady this time coming out.
Still no help for... Pardon me, Queen is some help. Makes a big difference.
Luck be a lady.
So yeah, Kashyyyk now. Very friendly board here, finding the Queen on the turn. Hit something, say something, he'll bet, it takes it down.
Nice hand there for Kashyyyk. If you're just tuning in, well, we're going to try to get that graphic up real quick before Johnny gets a hand up. Johnny's too dang fast.
Do it. We might take a look at payouts here in just a second. We're at hand 24 of tonight's final table. The even bigger one, the greatest monthly tournament in all the land, coming at you from Texas Card House, Dallas. You're having to put up with myself, RJ Dupree, and my partner, Eric Van Loosen, tonight.
Well, welcome back to the poker scene, my friend, JB3. Always welcome.
You fold that? Yeah, I must have misread it.
And Kashyyy's going to take that one down. So
There we go. Our first walk of the final table. And there's a look at those payouts.
So yeah, our next player out is going to get $87.40 for his efforts, but they are all fighting for that top prize tonight. $54,275.
I was going to say, my book. If you ever read my book, huh?
Going to be an exciting finish.
That's right. I didn't make one out.
Everybody from sixth place on, like you mentioned, is going to get in the 5-figure category, 10K plus.
Yeah. Now, it used to be a big deal to be able to cash 5 digits and say you had a 5-digit cash. Now, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
All right. Ali has raised it to $425,000 with pocket 10s from the hijack here. So we've lost 2 players. So
1.5.
Wow. And what is going on here?
Gator's going to bump it up. 3-bet from the button with pocket 9s. That never works for me.
Well, let's see what the 10s of Ali do here.
Story about 4.1.
4.1.
He's been called in one spot and then 3-bet 1.5 million.
And,
He does have Gator covered.
You said 4 million?
I think I started about 4, maybe 3.9, 4.1. It's really close to 4.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why I don't count my stack, because I'll just let you look. If there has to be a count, the dealer can grab it, because
Yeah, there is another player.
there's like a 92% chance that I'm going to be wrong, just like all the players have been tonight.
Yeah, and there's a player in between too, so doesn't have to count out the stack. He just has to maybe give him a guesstimate or show him the stack, really. Pocket tens, a very strong hand.
I know exactly how many chips I have unless they get hard to count, and then I'm lazy.
And he is going to rip it.
AJ's going to rip it. He's all in with pocket tens, and that's a pretty big rip there. So he's got nearly 6 million in his stack.
And Gator is going to do a little inventory real quick to see if he thinks he can fold here or if he feels committed to go with the pocket nines. He does.
He is committed. He's doing it. Gator's in there. Pocket nines are going to be at risk for Mr. Gator.
And he is just pipped by 1. Nines against 10. So Gator,
In a heap of trouble.
the reptilian, is at risk.
I don't want to kill him. I had a 10. Oof, that's my fault.
Ace, queen, 6, deuce.
Diamonds are covered.
They both got diamonds. 10 will cover it.
Oh,
King on
that
the
is gonna
river,
do it.
and that does not help Gator. Ali, big pot for him.
Ali
Thank you, sir.
turning the Gator into a pair of boots there. Gator boots for Ali as he wins a big pot, and he is now the big chip leader. 10.6 million in his stack. A great job there by Gator. He is going to finish in 7th place. Our last 4-figure score, 87.40 for his efforts.
And rocking a sweet hat from the kiddo.
And everybody that knows him knows he is a crusher in any game he plays, PLO or Hold'em.
If you just call, I call, probably.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, nice
You
job,
are
Gator. We look
folding
forward to seeing you again here very, very soon.
I don't know.
Just like that, we are down to 6.
And then there were 6. Sky now waking up with the Neeners.
everything. You can ask him.
Pocket nines. Everybody loyal to the TCH Live show might remember my nickname for Pocket Nines. The truck starter.
Vroom, vroom. Ali with that newfound big chip stack and confidence. Playing that King 5 suited. You see players getting after it in a lot of cash games with. He's in position on the razor, so he's going to make the call. And Jared is going to be able to make a call here too in the big blind, ace 8.
King 10-10, 2 diamonds. Ali going to land the king here with his king 5 of clubs.
Kicker problems. King 5 is the nuts, he says.
Johnny Sausage looks like is in the chat. Possibly incognito.
Oh, is that who that is? BNN.
I think so. Does know a little something about the high-low, big-O 5-card games.
Indeed. Which we only get to do every blue moon, it seems. But
A blue moon.
we had a lot of fun with
Hey, boss, how many chips do you have?
Yeah.
poker book writer and content creator, Mr. Greg Vale.
Greg Vale. I tell you what, Mr. Vale, I cannot remember your name. Saved my life, so I apologize. But that is the name
Didn't matter as much.
that I try to think of.
Yeah. Not kin to Vicky Vale.
I'll get it organized.
It's Greg Vale, spelled Vale like Vale, Colorado.
Well, I could never tell because he was just like.
But he had a lot of fun because there's so much to learn from somebody like him who plays Big O professionally. But we're back to the Hold'em game we got going here. The even bigger one tournament happens once a month here. And like RJ said earlier, it is the best monthly tournament in all of the land where you have your shot at turning $300 into 50, 60, closer to 80,000 sometimes. So let's keep growing this monthly tournament and these big payouts.
All right, Carson's on the button with king 10 of clubs. Good enough to open up. He will make it 400,000. I bet the 4 hearts coming. A little freestyle. 3-4-7 on the flop.
Johnny exposing a solid 4. Never a good idea. But Sky is just going to rip it here. 9 high. Wants this pot. What is Carson going to do here with the 2 overcards? Gonna let it go.
Sky says, I got a gutter and I'm not afraid to use it.
Look at
Rip City.
Ali was just waving at the camera there. Hi, Mom. Brian Goodman letting Lego know what he got busted with. We do have a rule. You have 2 options. You can either like and subscribe or super chat $5 every bad beat story you guys tell. So those are your options. Like and subscribe to our channel in this live stream tonight if you tell a bad beat story in the chat, or throw us $5 because that's how much bad beat stories should cost.
AJ under the gun here with pocket 10s. And we are 1, 2, 3, 6-handed here. So the more players that get eliminated, under the gun becomes somewhat of a decent position. Less players behind you.
And of course, I'm just joshing you, Brian. Another good friend of mine had a similar fate. Got it all in with aces against queens, and you know what happened. I've gotten to the point, RJ, where I look at aces in a tournament, sometimes even in a cash game, but in a tournament, I look at them and I'm like, well, how am I going to get screwed on this one? You know, it just feels like you get it in with those 80-20 spots, and 20% gets there.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
But deal me those aces all the time.
Thank you. Raise.
All right, Carson.
He's had a lot of aces in his holdings.
He has. Looking down at ace-queen this time. Sky with king-jack on the button. He said, I'm tired of trying to get Broadway when I'm behind with king-high. He has folded king-jack. AJ now in the big blind.
You get some rest?
No, definitely not.
I was gonna say, I bet AJ has something to say before he mucks this 10 deuce.
30 minutes on my lunch break.
That's right. Mitch Lloyd's pocket 10s are hot tonight. They've been offsuit, as Mitch would call them, though. Different colors. Mitch likes the one color 10s, the tanks, the black 10s.
And what's he call those?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Mitch Lloyd's
Oh.
special.
Suited 10s.
Little dip saying a once dealt a royal flush on the river against flopped quads. Most sick hand I've seen at TCH. That is sick indeed.
Yes, you don't get to see the one outer straight flush very often. I think after dealing about 20 years, I've seen one. Many moons ago. All right, Jared's got a bit of a hand. Ace-Jack premium. He's in the hijack. He'll raise it up 500,000 here. And I believe our blind level has gone up.
125?
125, 250.
Or is it 150, 300?
I didn't get to see it. 500,000 here. Six and a quarter, other than our players still in the pots. So that'd be 125, 250.
Math is hard. Staring at a screen.
Yeah, you should see our brains scramble when they take away our blind, our blinds on the screen.
And we got Broadway
Look
now.
at this hot mess. Big old Broadway-looking thing on the board.
Jared
Jared
is going
does-
to check. Sneaky, sneaky.
Jared does make Broadway. Ali not going to mess with this. He'll check it. Jared will take it down in a showdown. 1.6 million in profit for Jared. So yeah, if my math was correct, I think 125,000 is the small blind, 250 is the big blind,
All in the river.
and a 250,000 big blind ante. Yeah, we can see those blinds right there, and that is what they are. 125, 250 now.
Joey Pigtails Poker says, greetings, humans. Or aliens, whatever you are.
Greetings, Sir Pigtails. Sky's got a suited ace.
Rip City.
Well, he's pert near all in. I think there's a little something back there.
Almost Rip City. How do you spell pert near, RJ? Pert near, all in?
Well, it depends on what state you're in.
He wasn't completely all in, but he was pert near. Pert near. Mitch, how old is that new grandbaby of yours that you're trying to teach the wild ways of Texas Hold'em poker? Shout out to Mitch's grandchild. We need a name and we need an age, and we're going to shout him out or her. I think it's a him, but I could be wrong. Can't be assuming genders these days. Get me canceled, RJ.
Yeah, that's accurate.
AJ waking up the crabs makes it a little bit bigger.
Puts a little extra cheese on that bet. 625,000 to go with threes. Gets it done. Takes down blinds and antes.
Do it again.
So all these players, all 6 of them, do have over $10,000 locked up. They don't want to stop there, though. They want to climb that ladder all the way to the top. 54,000 and some change. Not a bad couple days' work. Even after Uncle Sam gets his filthy paws on it. But I suggest you hire a CPA and let them work their
Kashik's
magic.
got an ace there in the cutoff. Thought about it. Doesn't want to mess with it right now.
Jared's definitely going to want to mess with the
Yeah, Jared in the small blind here with king queen as it's folded around to him. So this
royal
will
couple. Yeah,
be an easy something. And
he's going to put him all in.
so yeah, so Jared put Sky all in, and Sky in the big blind finds pocket tens.
The aforementioned favorite hand of Mitch Lloyd, the 10s
So-
again.
Sky's pocket tens are at risk. Jared with king queen. A classic, some would say.
Got a fair fight here. Jared versus Sky. Sky is all in and at risk.
Off to the flop we go. Queen, jack 6. Jared lands 10 ball on the turn.
He's not safe yet,
Jared's
though.
open-ended. 7 of clubs on the
Wow.
river, so
Nothing to see here.
nothing to see here. Just the old suck out and resuck out, and tens will hold after spiking a set on the turn.
The 10s
Skill.
do hold. He
thought you were
says,
gonna hit the
nothing
queen
to
again."
see here. Nice hand there for Sky. A much-needed double up for our short stack. And he is just going to flop spots there with Jared, who is now our short stack.
Yeah. Traded chip stacks, basically.
The turn card has been the action card tonight. Had
Yeah.
a couple of stinky rivers, but the turn card.
Yep. Turns and rivers are getting after it tonight. Good for the stream.
Well, Mitch is watching 3 tonight. Catherine 4, Charlotte 2, and the brand new one, Carmen, 2 months.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he does.
That's a good evening right there, Mitch.
Yep. I bet it gets stinky over there, too. All them babies. Jared now on the button, just got to get through the blinds. He does wake up with a king.
650.
He's going to raise it up. 650. Quick fold from the small blind. And now Ali
4.
wants to know what he's working with down there. Ali has beautiful eyes, doesn't he?
True.
Made you look. Man, he's going to rip it on him.
Yep, Ali does rip it with that ace, and Jared doesn't want to mess with it. His King 9 is in the muck. Nice job by both players there. Got to be willing to open it up there with that King 9 sometimes, and if you get resistance, then you make the decision. And
Aggressive
Oftentimes
play
it's-
from our big stack. And look at that. Ali has a 2-to-1 chip lead over the next closest stack, or just under 2-to-1, as Kashik has 6.8 million.
You didn't want to leave.
I didn't want to, but I was already thinking.
Like that's a consolation.
Been a really fun stream so far tonight. Johnny doing his best. We're at hand 35. All right, Jared is all in. Got
There-
another king high, suited this time.
suited King 10.
Give me something. Something to work with here.
Do this.
AJ begging for something to work with.
The Ultra Kryptonite, some would say. We're off to the big blind where AJ looks at King Deuce.
Just needed something. Little hope at the end of the tunnel.
Well, you had a king there, AJ, but yeah, you had a deuce with it. Mitch says seeing some of these pocket tens are helping keep him sane tonight as he is on baby duty. Well, you're a great grandfather, Mitch.
Great grandfather.
Like
Yeah,
a
he's
really,
old.
like a really good one, you know?
Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I got you.
Not like a great grandfather. You know what I mean? Come on. Mitch ain't that old. It's a spring chicken still.
Oh, it went up.
Ali continues to be on a little hot streak here. Suited ace 10.
He continues. He's on the button now.
Picking on the blinds.
Koshik with some suited canooters. 8-9 a spade. Spade on spade violence here. Jack 7. Only one spade.
6.
Koshik does find a gutter ball.
Yeah, brings a couple more outs for him. $600,000 was about half pottish, a little less. 2 million out there, but yeah, Koshik just says, nope, I'm good. Stay away from that gutter ball on a paired board.
Yeah, I swung by last night to see if there were any storylines worth mentioning, and Nathan mentioning that AJ and Jared were at each other all night last night.
Getting after it.
Yeah,
All right.
and I think we heard AJ allude to that a little bit when he said, "Are we doing this again?" So it's always fun when some of those stories pop up in the chat. Thank you, Nitin.
Richard, I kept thinking there was a Greenberg that played for the Sox, but I'm actually thinking about Mike Greenwell. Remember old Mike Greenwell?
I do.
Shout out to Mike Greenwell.
All right, Sky's going to raise it up in the hijack. Ace-5 of clubs. Kashik in the small blind here. King-Jack. So a fun little 3-bet here from Kashik. Going after Sky a bit. 3-bet is $1.5 million. Sky got that double up just a few moments ago that got him a little over $5 million.
It's kind of a hand you want to be doing the 3 or 4 betting with.
Yeah, not getting 3 or 4 bet against you, so he will throw it in the muck. Suited ace-5 in the muck. Nice hand there for Kashik.
Lego saying, baby duty. Sounds like he wants to go help Mitch out with diaper duty.
Yeah. All right, Ali over there all the way up to 13.1 million. Got quite the stack over there in the 2 seat.
Those greens are, what, 500K chips?
Yes.
500K chips, those greens in front there for Ali.
Yeah, and the reds are 100K themselves. So he has been doing work over there. And back to work he is. He's raising it up 550,000 here with the queen 9 of hearts. And again, these two meet. Ollie has done a lot of raising on Jared's big blind here.
Jared is going to defend.
Defending from a dominated position, and we see a 9 out there. Ace-9-3 the flop.
Tough spot here for Jared. He does check.
Ollie bets 1.8 into Jared's about 1.8.
Does
All
make
right.
the call,
He
and
makes
he's going
the
to get
call.
the
We're gonna
worst
go
news.
for it. He is out-kicked. San Angelo kicker school in effect again. We got a little bit of some opportunities, and there is one.
A lot more cards coming in now.
Yeah, pardon me, that's not opportunity, but does not help. The queen kicker will play.
Do it for Jared. Great job, great tourney. Shout out to Miss Haley, who I know was cheering you on. Jared is going to finish in 6th place. And, of course, take home a nice prize of $10,750.
Our first member of the 5-digit club tonight, Mr. Jared. Sweet run for him. Nice job, buddy.
I was at a table with him for all of about 5 or 6 minutes before I busted out, and was glad to see him make it not only to day 2, as did his fiancee Haley, but make it to a final table. So great job, Jared, and we know we will see you again.
Down to 5 players now. Players are locked up. A prize of $13,500.
Ali running pure so far at this final table. He does have his next closest opponent now out-chipped by over 2-1.
Oh, just one big? One big blind.
Hide your wife coaching. Hide it from your wife coaching.
Call his wife. Somebody call his wife. Tell him where he is. Oh,
How much you playing, man?
He's asking the one seat, not Ali.
It's 5 greens, right?
John, can I get water, please?
Yeah, Carson
Yeah, I'll take cold. Thank you.
asking Sky, as Sky is the lone blind here. There's no small blind. And I believe Sky has about 4.8 over there, if I remember correctly.
Raise.
500.
So Carson will raise it up with that king 5, 500,000 to go.
Hard hand to have.
Sky looks down at the diaper.
Yeah. Tonight's Mitch Lloyd hand, the dirty diaper.
Deuce 3 offsuit,
Deuce 3 off toot, we could call it.
off toot, dirty diaper in the muck.
AJ has Ali right where he wants him. Well, good to have him on your right. That's for dang sure.
Right? That is a lot of chips over there on your right. Definitely makes it a little tougher on Sky and Carson here.
AJ has the Sammy Hagar speed limit, 55.
Pocket 5 is going to raise it up, 650,000 to go.
And here we go. Just in time, Mitch.
Pocket 10s again. They are,
And yeah, big old raise coming in.
they
from
are
Sky.
out tonight, and our man Sky has bet Pertnier all in.
Oh, shit.
And we have an oh shit announced.
No more greens, right?
Because
Ali.
Ali has looked down at Ace King.
Oh my goodness. We have a raise, we have a 4-bet for almost all of it, and a no shit.
Yeah, and Ali has a bunch of chips here. Let's see.
He can knock out 2
yeah,
players
both
right
players
now.
he'll be going against will have around no more than 5 million. Let's see. AJ does have over 5 million by a smidge.
I have a feeling he's been bitten by this hand recently. A little reluctant.
I call.
And just a call.
So he will call the 3-bet of Sky, so no one officially all in yet.
Yeah, Sky can still hold on to a few chips if he gets just an awful flop for the 10s.
Sky with the Pertnier all-in bet.
And that's a
Does find a bad flop here. Ace, 7, 8, 2 diamonds. But we're going to do it. We're all in.
I didn't know what he was
It's official now.
he's got backdoor straight, backdoor
Backdoor
flush
Diamonds.
opportunities.
Or
and
a
of course,
10.
Yeah, the one red 10.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, 6 of hearts. That'll bring in a 9 in play.
9 burger? No 9.
Ace of diamonds. Ace King's going to land for Ali, and the fire emoji continues in seat 2.
Goodness gracious.
Sky is now eliminated.
Great job there, Sky. You ran into the buzzsaw that is your neighbor, Ali. Wow. Great job. Going to take home $13,500.
Okay.
A sweet 5th place prize for Mr. Sky. There it is, $13,500. You can see the 4 remaining players have $18,300 locked up.
Yeah. Every player just took a $5,000 pay jump there, just under $4,800 pay jump for these players.
Yeah, money getting serious now at an 18,000 prize level locked up.
Old Jinxie. They can't always hold, unfortunately. And nothing is holding tonight against Ali, who is just now punishing players with the 9 triz.
Yeah, he's got towers of chips now, and he's going to try to use them. 9 triz bumps it up.
Well,
takes it down.
we suggested the over-under for heads-up play. And we're at hand 41, and we're down to four-handed. So
Your target was 4?
let us know what you think now. How many hands is it going to take us to get down
Even chop?
to heads up? We're on hand 42.
If that's the case,
And Sassy mentioned in the chat earlier, but we forgot to say it. Where are you guys and gals watching from tonight? Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Are you out there in the poker room as we speak playing cards? Running up a stack?
We've had fun visiting with a lot of the locals tonight in the chat, but I'm sure there are some folks from abroad.
Across this great nation, or maybe even across the pond.
We got friends all across the globe checking in here on TCH Live, watching this final table from Texas Card House, Dallas. All right, Carson raises it up, suited ace-4. Ali suited Canuters back there with 7-5 of diamonds. AJ also with diamond suited Canuters.
All as well did say 69. Mark Woods is at Buffalo, New York, or Buffalo, Texas. And Herbie is watching from the can.
From the can.
Well, wash your hands, sir.
Mansfield, Texas via Boston.
Oh, here we go. Koshik getting a shout out, and he's going to wake up with a couple of jiggities here.
All right, a fun spot here for jiggities. AJ made the call there with that 10-9 of diamonds. So we're off to Koshik in the big blind. He's got jacks.
2,300 already out there in the middle.
So facing the early position raise from Carson with 2 flat callers.
There you go.
Rip City for Koshik.
No need to set mine with that hand. Get it in. And he takes it down.
There we go. Takes it down. So a nice pot there from Koshik with no resistance. Everyone's favorite pot. Mark Woods checking in. Indeed, it's Buffalo, New York. Have you ever smashed a table, Mr. Mark Woods?
He's from New York, Buffalo. The rowdiest fans in the NFL.
A lot of Boston folks checking in the chat tonight.
Oh, I thought I was just trying to. Okay, stop it.
Have you actually ever seen the Flower Mound that is in Flower Mound, Texas, RJ?
Not that I'm aware of.
Certain times of the year, it is actually quite beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Is it the blue bonnet thing?
No.
Okay.
Lil Dip in the break room. What's up, Lil Dip?
Little dip, checking in. 4-6-7 the flop here. Carson's going to land top pair. And Koshik's going to turn the bottom end of the straight, but Carson's kicker also a 3. I thought. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Now we're talking. But Koshik has the big end here with that 8 triz. He's got both ends of this straight.
Yeah, Carson's going to have to make a call here.
6 of hearts pairs the board. See if that slows anything down here. Or fireworks.
All right, a lot of Bostonians.
It's funny, so the break is 7 minutes? Huh.
It might be longer because then they're at the street.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that makes sense.
So Koshik really thinking this one over here as he's first to act. Does reach for some chips. And quite a few. 2 million to bet.
Yeah, without the board being paired, it's probably a much easier call if he does make this call, but pairing the board blind on blind action here.
And Carson's got 4.8 in his stack, so nearly half of his stack to make the call here.
Uncomfortable spot here.
Yeah, and a bit of a squirm.
Absolutely, Bob. And he does make the call.
He does make the call, wants to see it with his 3, and he's going to find the bad news. Koshik's got the top end of the straight. 3s are no good.
A big hit there for Carson. Koshik now up almost to 12 million, so
he's now in cruise control.
yeah, he is running hot. Yeah, only in Boston where the pants that you wear and the thing that starts your vehicle can be pronounced the same. Your khakis.
Your khakis.
I'm wearing khakis. Earl, more Boston love there. Boston native.
Live in Jacksonville, but a Boston native.
I hear there's some pretty good poker rooms in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's right.
Shout out to Jayville.
Have a few friends over the years I've worked with, living and working in the Jacksonville card rooms.
Anybody in the chat not from Boston? Pretty sure the band Boston is not from
That's
Boston.
Right. Lego, not from Boston.
Lego definitely not from Boston.
Sure. All right, we're 4-handed here. Things are heating up for the 2-seat and the 7-seat, and they find themselves in this pot. 7-8 of Ali taking on Koshik and his queen 8. We get a 7-high flop. Check, check. 10 of clubs here on the turn, a bit spicy.
Yeah, another spicy turn. We're here for it.
Koshik turning the club draw in position. And Ali now going to bet his 7. He will lead out for a bet of $650,000. Deuce of clubs on the river, and that's going to give Koshik a flush. So this deuce of clubs pairs the board for Ali's hand. But he does find a check. All right, 2.6 in there. We'll see how much Koshik goes for.
1.3. Did he really backdoor flush on me? Did he really hit a deuce?
$1 million and a skittle to bet.
He's gonna look him up.
Yep, gonna look it up. Yeah, when that board pairs like that, it really helps your holdings of the 7-8, and it's worth looking up, even if you had your opponent on a flush draw. Spades missed, straights missed, a lot of things missed, but he has the one thing that didn't miss in this queen 8 of clubs.
Little Dip saying he's calling it. Ollie's taking it down. Well, we can call you a front runner.
He's got enough chips, but he did just take a little hit to the man closing in on him. So Ali's got 17 million still. Koshik over 14 million now.
Mitch does indeed love the green monster. He's probably going to have to scoop out a couple of green monsters tonight as he's busy babysitting. I do not envy you. But that's our guy. We love Mitch. Can't say it enough.
As a baseball guy myself, I need to go see the green monster before they do something crazy with it.
I can't see where you were looking. I would have told you.
And he's like, well, you're going to razz me a little bit. I'm just going to stick my
Yeah,
whole
pick on
stack
me
in
all
it.
you want. I'm just going to bet it.
Figure out the other one.
Yeah, no worries.
And Ollie is running so good that when he's got Jack 5, he's actually got his opponent dominated.
Right. The Jack 5 throwdown was in a good spot there.
Those blue and red looks kind of similar.
Yeah, for sure. 125, right?
It's cool if it's like another.
All right, Carson been bleeding out in that 8 seat. He is ready for a spin up. He's got ace 8 under the gun.
I'm good right now. 250.
Carson wondered if this is maybe the hand he should go with
Yeah,
here.
pondering
Super
it a
short.
bit. Wanted to see a hand a little better, but he does have an ace, and he's running low over there. So he's going to rip it. He's all in for $2.7 million.
I'm right here.
Just got to get through Kaushik.
Yeah, and Kaushik with the King 9 offsuit, he may not mess with that.
I think it's going to be a little too much.
Now, blinds are 250,000 now. You can see that in front of Kaushik.
And to Richard's point here, he says the pay jumps are getting serious, and
Pay
that's
jumps are getting serious. Yeah, so that 10x bet there from Carson does get through.
well. We haven't mentioned tonight. We do have another tournament coming up that ought to be a fun one. All you nerds out there, it is time to unite because we have the
I wish you'd quit
May-
calling me that.
May 4th. May the 4th be with you. 30,000 guarantee, $250 buy-in, 30K starting stack, 30-minute levels, and that's going to take place over at our sister club, Las Colinas.
Social, Las Colinas.
May the 4th be with you, 11 a.m. That is a Sunday.
There we
May
go.
the 4th. May the 4th.
I'm liable to be there, so if you see me, say hello.
I have a feeling there's going to be some people dressing up in Star Wars costumes and just geeking out, and I'm going to go over there, check it out myself.
You better.
I want to see if I can run into Princess Come On, I Want to Lay Ya.
You better bring a geek outfit.
I don't have any Star Wars gear, but maybe I'll buy something for
Picking
that.
on all these people. You better show up
I
ready to
know.
roll.
They're going to chop me up with their Schwartz. Oh, that's Spaceballs. Wrong movie.
AJ raising it up here on the button with that Queen 7 of diamonds, knowing that Carson's running pretty low over there in the big blind.
And also with you. Ding, 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 ding.
And Carson does find a holding here that's pretty dusty, trying to figure out what to do with the 9-6. And he'll rip. No, he did not rip it. So
No.
he just called.
He said call. It sounded like all
Ooh,
in.
yeah, it did.
Phew.
All right, so 9-6 gets a flop here. 10-10-8. No diamond help for AJ. We go check, check.
Carson may think that this board favors his holding way more than it does the button who opened.
Board does help his range, and he is closest, but his hand is not best.
AJ probably thinks he doesn't have any of that. But can I really just call here? He says no. So the
There you go.
6-9 gets her done.
Gets it done. Nice job there from Carson. Picking up a well-needed pot. $875,000 in profit for him. And Carson and AJ pretty much swap spots there. AJ now the bottom stack with 2.59.
And we're still at 125, 250, 250. Again, we do apologize for those graphics deciding they just didn't want to show up tonight, letting us know what the blinds are. They're normally up there in that top right-hand corner.
Shoving time.
Yes.
And Ali gets a walk. Shows that he was definitely willing to rip there with the
Yeah,
ace.
say, come on in. I got an ace and tons of chips.
They learn.
Go Stars, by the way. It's hockey night.
It is.
Haven't even checked.
I was trying not to bring it up because I might, if we get out of here in time, I may go watch some of it.
All right. Stars currently on a power play, up 1-0. Let's go, Stars.
Had this hand 3 times.
Ace Queen, a big premium hand for Carson, and he'll bump it up and take it down. So he's on the climb here.
150, 300, 300.
Now he's approaching 5 million. Let's see, 4.3 for Carson.
AJ now under 10 big blinds, so going to need to find a hand.
Yeah, and he did make it through the taxing big blind there, so he'll have 3 hands to choose from here before he gets to another big blind and big blind ante.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I didn't consider that.
Lego rooting on the dance team, the Rockettes. Beautiful ladies.
Raise 750.
Now,
All right, Ollie's on the button with ace 3. He'll raise it up.
be excited. Your Rockets are still in the playoffs, and our Mavs are out, so go Rockets. They are the 2 seed. Goodness gracious. Just check the Cavaliers' Heat score, 138 to 83. And the Heat are going home.
Good old-fashioned whooping there for the sweep. All right, Koshik here. I'm thinking he might bump it up.
And he did.
He does. 3 bets to 1.8 million.
Because I am not scared of you, Big Stack.
Yeah.
Ali says, I'll get out of the way. We still got 2 shorties.
Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you, Johnny.
Well, yeah, how about them Rangers? They got one of the best pitching staffs in all of the game, and they can't score a flipping run. As they are currently down 2-1. So great job, pitchers and batters. Figure your crap out. All right, got a new dealer momentarily. I think Johnny's going to take a break.
How about them Rangers? I did tweet yesterday on social media that there was breaking news in that Jake Berger and Jock Peterson got a hit in the same game.
Oh, my goodness.
Which
Who we got in the box now?
exciting.
Is that Dane? I can't tell. That is Dane, the Danish. Another one of my favorites. Always good for a sarcastic joke or two at the table. Kind of like our buddy Derek. Get out of line, he'll let you know with a little sly comment. There he is, there's the Daner. Great dude.
All right, Dane in the box. He's warmed up. We're ready to go. Ali's got pocket sevens. AJ's going to find a premium with ace jack.
It's his
And
initials.
this
It's time.
could be action.
Four-handed, yeah, you got to rip
Yeah,
it in there.
Indeed, AJ's going to rip it. He's all in for just under 2 million. Koshik wants a count there with ace deuce.
Yeah, you have an under-the-gun raise and a rip here from AJ. Koshik wants a count with the ace deuce.
Ace deuce does make the lay down. He's in the muck.
Carson's going to fold his hand as well.
Carson with 10-9. He's in the muck.
He,
So-
he says it's got my name on it.
Yeah.
AJ. AJ all in with the AJ. Mitch said it. AJ's got Ali right where he wants him.
I'm assuming Ollie has made the call, and indeed he has. So here we go. Showdown. Cards are face up.
AJ at risk. Tournament life with his hand.
Needing to find an ace and a jack.
I need more paint.
Running hearts would do it. Running straight cards would do it. 7's still good.
Ace
No
or jack
help there.
only.
I'm not even greedy.
Ace or jack. No, it's the 8 of clubs and pocket 7s. Just going to hold.
Yeah.
No problem.
Ali back over 20 million. Great job, AJ. Like we said earlier, a lot of people in the chat also agree. AJ is one of our favorites in the room. Always fun to be around. He is going to finish in 4th place and take home $18,300.
Sweet, sweet run for Mr. AJ.
That's right. 4th place out of 1,343 inches.
Nice job, man.
Heck yeah. Great job.
18,300. Sweet.
And that is a $7,000 pay jump now.
Woo.
$25,560 for the next man out. Carson's got his work cut out for him as he's got a big stack on his right
Yep.
and on his left.
Carson's bled out a bit, but he has done a pretty solid job of navigating a way to find himself still here three-handed and wasting no time. First hand three-handed, he's got an ace and a jack, and he's all in.
It didn't work for AJ. Can it work for Carson?
Ali finds 5-3, the old mumbler.
The old mumbler.
And it's been a long time since Ali had to look at a hand that he couldn't bust somebody with.
Absolutely. We're down to three-handed now, folks, and we're on hand 53, so we may not even get to hand 69 before we get to heads up. Carson showing off that alligator blood over there.
Alligator.
Hanging around.
And Kashik and Ali.
He's like a poor little lamb with two hungry wolves on each side of him, salivating to try to knock him out. No, Mitch, I was not referencing your favorite band, Duran Duran, Hungry Like a Wolf.
So Ali, Ali back to work here. The 9 triz bumping it up.
It was suited.
750,000 picks up 600,000.
Yeah, before this dadgum thing is over, we just got to keep mentioning this because we want to see a big turnout
That's right.
coming up at Las Colinas.
May the 4th. Where would you rather be?
Where would you rather be? It's a Sunday. It's not football season, so get your butt over to TCH Social over in Las Colinas, our sister club. $250 buy-in for that same $30K guarantee that we do here every Saturday, but it's $110 cheaper. And people are going to be dressed up in their Star Wars gear, just nerding out, having a great old time. Let's go. Where would you rather be on May the 4th? Kashik knows his opponent's going to have to wake up with something here, so he's just going to go ahead and raise him. And how did he know? Dominating hand. Dadgummit, Lego. I figured that would be right up your alley.
Neighbors upstairs are loud.
I think that's the Monday night tournament right outside our door.
Carson makes the call here. He wants to see a flop with the connecting 5-4 offsuit. Does find a gut shot on this flop.
And what does the Jaka coaching tell you to do? It says, bet that flop.
Absolutely. If you're going to pick on the short stack pre-flop, definitely want to continue to make sure the pressure stays on the shorty. And you don't have to bet a lot. He's doing a nice job here. 400,000 to bet. Just a solid continuing bet. Puts all the pressure you need on the short stack of Carson. As you can tell, he's in the tank a bit. Yeah, the $60 Monday night rebuy. Making a lot of noise out there. 42 players remaining.
We appear to have a little video freeze here, so I'm not sure if this hand is over or if Carson's really tanking this long.
Carson is known to do not a lot of movement in his seat, but looks his neighbor is frozen as well.
Here we go.
I think we're back. Carson did not throw that 5-4 in the muck. He has raised it. Found a spot to pick up some chippies. Alligator blood is real over there. Nice job.
Yeah, I think he thought, I can get a lot of hands here to fold. King jacks, ace highs.
Yeah, the king's highs and the king highs and anything just trying to pick on me has to go away.
I think I had like, what do they call it? Some type of vision when in my lunchtime nap that it would be us three.
Yeah.
I knew it would be him, and then you, and then.
Carson telling the table he had a lunchtime nappity nap, envisioned that it would be these three.
Here we go. Nailed it.
Well, Carson, include me in your next
I know.
nap so I can play on this final table with you, brother. Uh-oh, are we back to robot sounding?
Yep, Mark Wood says Mike's went trash again. Luke, I am your father.
All right, evidently we're better now. I think. Let us know if you
Oh,
sound
man.
like robots or kind of like a couple of rednecks.
That means they heard my regular voice. Good. All right, Carson has a diamond here. Ali's got the queen. Carson turns a pair. 9 of diamonds here. That's going to give Carson the check mark if we go to showdown. And we do. It goes check, check. Carson turns it over. Little diamond's going to take it down.
A little bump there for Carson. He's up to 6.6 mil now. All right, Mark, how we doing now?
All right. One of the funnest things about playing three-handed is button goes first.
You're under the gun, but you still have position.
Funner than playing with a wood chipper. 3, a 4, 8. 2 hearts. Ali lands a pair here. Middle pair with that 4.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Back to sounding like a couple of hillbillies.
Okay. Back where we belong. Ten of hearts.
That's a whole lot of red.
A lot of red, a lot of hearts. 3 hearts out there now.
And just one person has landed the 4.
9 of hearts. Let's do a 4-liner here. Nobody holding a heart. See if anybody wants to pretend.
Pair is good.
Nobody pretends. Showdown we go.
Yeah, big stacks not wanting to tangle. They know even with new found chips, Carson is still on the ropes. Playing with a wood chipper is pretty fun. As long as you don't get sucked into it.
Yeah, no fun.
No
Stay
fun.
out of the chipper.
All right, all three of these players have over $25,000 locked up, but they are shooting for the big prize of $54,000 up top. Ali on the button with a 9-10 suited. Weird spot here for Koshik. Doesn't really want to tangle with the big stack. Does have an ace, three-handed. But tangle, indeed, he chooses to do. Coming in for the 3-bet. And he says, I want to see a flop with his hand. And Carson's like, God, can you guys just get after it? One of you knock the other one out.
Chaos, as much chaos as possible. Ace, king, 4, 2-piece for Koshik.
Yeah, pretty nice flop there for Koshik. I was curious to see if he was going to slow play this or actually put some money out there. He's got such a strong hand. And look at this. Ali is coming in for a raise here.
All right. The big stacks going at it. 10 high, raising.
Ali thinking, no way he's going to lead into me with a strong ace here. So I'm just going to raise him up.
Right? Could we see chaos between the big stacks here? With the shorty just watching.
Yeah, just a call here. Like the play here from Koshik. $10 million in the middle.
These two, although while trying to be timid with one another, they do.
That is a card that Koshik does not like at all.
Trying to be timid with one another, but yet they've still played against one another. Tough card here for ace 4.
Yeah, and Ali has an opportunity, if he wants to just pounce on this. Any ace now really beats Koshik.
10 million out there in this pot.
You're only beating, well, you're not even beating. You're now chopping with, ace deuce, ace 3. No club.
Wow.
Ali does check back, though.
A lot of chip counting there and then checks. We haven't seen Ali do that particular maneuver, so what might it mean? Who knows?
And if Koshik were to lose this hand at showdown and be left with just the 7 million in his stack, it's showing, he'd be right there with Carson.
Yeah, and once again, theme of the evening, a nasty turn here. Koshik let out on the flop. Ali raised, and then that was the turn. All right, Koshik does throw a bet out there. A bit of a blocker bet. And blocked indeed. He'll take it down. Ali didn't even want to mess with it.
Definitely thought that king of clubs might give Ali an opportunity to do something a little wild and crazy there. Chooses not to.
Yeah, and
then,
you might not even have had to been very wild and crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, that card was that ugly for
it really was ugly for Koshik.
Koshik's holdings.
But Koshik is now our chip leader.
After facing a raise, it could have been a flush draw. It could have been a pair, you know, the king and a flush draw. Yeah. Although the king of clubs hit the turn. But.
Yeah. Still just the worst card that he could have seen, but he does manage to find a bet there on the river and take it down. New chip leader, Koshik.
All right, so Koshik doing some work with his new chip lead. Raise it up, 600,000. Carson, 7-8 of diamonds.
All right, we got a three-way.
He'll make the call. Ali's going to come along with queen 9. Everybody's seeing a flop, three-handed. 9 of diamonds in the window, and Ali has flopped a boat.
And if the jack of anything hits on this turn, goodness gracious.
6 of clubs here. Does make Carson open-ended now.
So many gross cards that can come out here on the river.
Everyone drawn dead and could get there. Ace of clubs, no help for anyone. No damage here.
Ollie's like, okay, I got to put something out there. And now would not be the time to try to bluff. These players can't see what we see.
Flopped the goods, stayed the goods. Everyone else
on their best behavior.
Flopping air, throwing it in the muck. So, Ali continues his run good. Good time to flop a boat. Final table, three-handed.
Difference between third and second place is $12,000. $19,000 between third and first. Excuse me. I'm off by quite a bit there.
Sure. Good.
Let me help you. Yeah, no, you said 19.
Did I say 19?
19's good.
Is that right? Okay, 19.
19,000, about 19,000 difference between third and first. I will second you on that motion.
All the queens, men. Yeah, we're off by a bit.
We're dorks.
29.
Yeah, it's 29. Silly, you forgot to carry the 1.
Son of a... $29,000 difference between third and first.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Can't believe I seconded that junk.
You're rubbing off on me, man. Oklahoma math.
Brutal. All right, Carson kicking and scratching over there.
We're going to put those payouts up for you, just so y'all can laugh at how bad my math just was.
Yeah, do your own math so you don't have to trust us.
We are on camera, so we can say this, you know, because if anybody ever wants to go back into the studio and check, we didn't go to our calculators.
No.
We just figured it out on our own.
Well,
but big old pay jumps.
Loose definition of figured it out, but we did finally figure it out. Figured it.
Drop the D. How about a couple of kings for Mr. KK?
Yeah, let's get back to the poker action so we don't have to do much thinking here.
Oh,
Kings
little
are
sneaky.
in effect.
Little sneaky with the kings.
Yeah.
And Carson's like, I ain't falling for that.
Trying to trap that little stack next to him, but Carson checks with 2 letters, Queen Jack.
Oh,
dear.
This is bad news, Bears.
We get a Jack 7-7 flop. Carson going to hit
top pair.
Top pair with his Queen Jack, and it is in a heap of trouble.
Can't even hit a 2-piece to win this. He's got to hit one of the 2 remaining jacks.
Carson, a small bet here after landing top pair.
Yeah, the 2 7s on the flop are cause for
And
concern.
Koshik will check raise here to see if we can get some money in this pot. But it also might be a warning sign to Carson if he doesn't want to mess with it. He will make the call.
Danish going to get that pot right. Oh, my gosh.
Queen of spades on the turn. That's going to be top twosies for Carson. But also
Love the check here.
still no good as Koshik does hold the best hand with kings and sevens.
Check back. So now, oh my gosh.
Hello.
Suck, resuck, resuck.
That is naughtiness with the jack of hearts on the river.
Actually, there was
Carson now with the best boat.
all the resucking was done on the river, straight through a vacuum. And these chippies are going Carson's way.
So now the board is double paired here. 7-7 jack jack. So
God, that's a nasty run out.
Koshik is not going to like any bit of that. Flush could have hit the turn. Kings can beat ace high.
Yeah, slow play backfire.
And a
indeed.
queen.
I mean, just a cooler.
So yeah, when you think about hands you can beat, there are not many here. You are ahead of ace high and anything that hit just the queen. And remember, Carson let out on this flop.
Both players
And-
got sneaky on the
And
turn.
called your check raise.
Yeah. What a fold, and he
Yeah.
shows it.
Nice lay down there. Kings are in the muck.
You'll see.
I tried.
Carson just says, you'll see.
I mean, like 9-8, 9-10.
He asks him, what bluffs could you have there? He said, 9-8, 9-10.
On that board, that's understandable.
Good fold there from Koshik. Carson's going, how do I not get paid there?
Yep, Carson climbing up to $7.5 million now.
Lines are at 150, 300, 300.
So if he doubles now through either player, he would pass that player.
Turntables are turning. Getting wiki wild.
Wow, wow. All right, Carson in the muck. Gonna let the big stacks battle it out again.
Heart on heart action here.
Koshik raised it up. King 3 of hearts on the button. 10 deuce defending. We get a fun little flop here. 3, 4, 5, 1 heart. Pair for Koshik. Open-ended for Ali.
I was thinking ace of hearts.
Queen of diamonds. Much different.
Ace of hearts would have been beautiful.
Still go check, check. Jack of hearts. We go check, check. Pair's going to take it. That will go to Koshik.
Carson is enjoying kind of seeing these players play against each other, but really it's just kind of been a little give and take. Hasn't really been catastrophic for either player.
And really there was one that could have been
Could have been, yeah.
a big pot for Carson, But Koshik was able to take that one down when it, if that one would have went the other way. Yeah, we're in. We have a totally different tournament right now.
That's reasonable, I guess.
But as is, Koshik and a solid Koshik and Ali both taking turns up there with the solid chip lead. Carson approaching half of the big stack. So ace 10 here. That's a premium three-handed. Ali gonna raise it. Oh, he's just calling on the button. So he's been opening up quite a bit over there. Decent frequency with ATC, and now with ace 10, just a call. That'll give Carson a free flop here with the 5 Dewey. And we're going to get some action here as 5 Dewey has flopped open-ended. Ali limped with that ace 10. He's going to flop top. Carson now from the big blind flops open-ended. Comes out swinging, bets 400,000. Ali swings back. He will raise it. $1 million now to stay. And a call from Carson. Let's go. 6 of hearts. Deuce 5 has found a straight. Carson has a check mark. Turns the nuts.
Oh, what a card.
And an ace here on the river, and that'll give Ali top 2 now.
$3 million out there.
Carson flops open-ended. Actually landed both ends of his open-ended. But the ace in particular, a fireball of a card.
Yeah, grab some chips. He put them back down. He's really thinking about what he needs to do here.
Yeah, and he's thinking. This is one of those spots where you might be thinking the ace either scared off my opponent or helped my opponent.
Pretty chunky bet here. Two pair is just not folding here.
3.4.
Yeah, goes chunky indeed. 3.4 from Carson, leaving behind less than $2.5 million.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to be sending out some kind of alerts to Ali here. Is he really going to leave himself not much behind with a kind of nutted hand?
Yeah,
But ace 10, two pair, top twosies.
Two pair beats a lot. Top 2 beats a lot of hands here that could bet 60% of your stack. It does not beat the nut straight.
I mean, you're losing to sets and straights, and that's it.
Ali doing a good job thinking it through here. Why is Carson coming out swinging here with 60% of his stack?
Yeah, thinking all in.
And
It's
yeah,
more likely to get snap called.
right, and you're exactly right. He could be considering a raise here as well.
But Carson also can't know how strong his opponent's hand was. Otherwise, I think he would have just ripped it. Ace 10 so strong here.
All right. Ali says, I got a call, and just goes with the call, and rightfully so. Carson turns over the nut straight, and he is scooping up chippies now.
12.2 million now for a player who was on the ropes.
And I mentioned if he doubles up through either player, he will
jump him.
And that pot was big enough for him to jump Ali. So
leapfrog.
Carson now over 12 million. Ali will be at about 10 million. So now things are leveling out here, evening up.
And
look at those chip stacks.
Ali's stack very deceiving, right? He's got a mound of chips over there, but he's got a ton of
he's
5K
lost
chips.
his green ones.
Lost the green ones. A bunch of those chips are just the small, the white ones, the 5K chips. So stack is very deceiving. He is now our short stack, but we are neck and neck, all three players.
Jedi, we saw you picking on us, picking on our math skills, and
we thought it was fun.
Yeah, we thought it was fun. No problem. You know, if we forget to carry the one, we should be picked on.
Where did that
Single-digit integers are pretty difficult. When you add two-digit integers, oh my gosh, it gets crazy.
All right, we got blind on blind action here. We got a limp from Carson with the 7 Dewey. And now a raise from Ali, who just wants to get anything back.
Well, you had a 10?
Top 2.
Top 2? Well, I could have got all of it then.
Yeah.
Yes, you
I
could.
doubled up, so you played it fine. Because I would have jammed turn, and then you would have called, and then
Yeah, jamming turn would have been.
it worked out for you, actually.
Yeah, it did. I don't think you played it bad at all, Ali. That just was a nasty, nasty turn card.
Yeah, nasty, and nasty
And the
river.
Yeah, the river was even stinkier.
Yeah, Carson still had $2.5 million behind when he made that river bet. So
650.
yeah, Ali possibly saved about $2.5 million there. Ali raised it up with that ace deuce. Kashik will 3-bet here. We've seen these two get after it a little bit, and now that the chips have leveled out, it is on.
Like Donkey Kong.
So Kashik will 3-bet to 1.4 million. And Ali ace deuce in the muck.
Doesn't like that little dangler, the deuce.
Yeah, we've seen Kashik find a good spot to 3-bet with king high a few times over those weak aces, and he has made hay on that several times now.
No, you were in the big blind, right? So like maybe you had deuce 5 or something.
Wow, he actually says he did think about the deuce 5 there.
Yeah, again, you save chips by not betting.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
You save chips.
Yeah, both times either of the big stacks tried to trap Carson.
700.
Carson made monster hands, and it backfired
Big time.
Incredibly. I don't mind the idea of trying to trap the shorty, but it is kind of crazy that
Man, when I have cards, nobody's calling.
when both players tried it, it worked out in Carson's favor as he made a monster twice.
The Derby D joining us from Cell Block 6.
What's up,
What's going on,
Donkey?
Derby D? Hopefully jail's treating you all right.
Oh my God, that went quick. That level went quick, actually. I need to pee.
Hope they're feeding you well in there, Derby.
1 minute remaining in this level. Speaking of, this cell block getting a little hungry.
And chilly. Got a breeze in here, man. I have a jacket behind me, don't I?
You do.
God dang it.
Ali taking that one down with the mumbler. 5-3 offsuit. Gets a walk.
Come after the first break, so I guess I should tell him to show up.
Now 30 seconds remaining in this break.
Assuming I don't bust this.
Pardon me, in this level. I was wondering if there is a break coming up. Derby D tuning into this awesome TCH stream with his favorite commentators. I'll tell you what, people have been really nice to us tonight.
Swelling these heads.
Yep. Even when Jedi picks on us. It's cool.
Jedi is our favorite. He's always punny, quick-witted. He always catches us when we...
He does. That hurts, but you got us.
Speaking of hurts...
Oh, he's going to flop trips here. Ace-8 finding a flop of Jack 8-8.
Well, it usually hurts when your opponent has none of it, but that's not stopping Koshik from trying to steal this one. But we know that is not going to work. There's really not much Koshik can hit to try to continue, so he's probably just going to shut this down.
Here.
And he's like, yeah, you're checking to me again? Not falling for it. Queen Burger.
No help for Koshik. Ali.
Fumbling, mumbling, but
big hand on the flop. Stays big, stays best.
Trying to put together a little something to put out here. $1.3. And Koshik now would not be the time to get a little squirrely, no matter what Jaka coaching told you.
Does ask for a count. Possibly a bit of posturing, possibly a bit of thinking about it.
Maybe somebody told him he could use that 10 in his hand as a bluff card. Oh, he is. He's gonna do it.
He is reaching for it. He did it.
He gonna do it.
Koshik did it. Raised it up to $3 million here. He was thinking about a little something.
Little squirrely.
Ali down to 8.7 behind. So.
What's up, Brandon?
About 31% of his stack here to make this call.
You can't just call here, can you?
Our graphics, I forget how much Ali let out here.
1.3 was the bet.
Okay, 1.3. So 2.
He's just going to call.
There you go. Just makes the call.
He's going to see.
Ali's going to love it.
Koshik has squadoosh.
10 high, squadoosh in time. Ali, ace-8, finds a big one.
Well played, Lego. Well played. All right, looks like the players may be taking a quick break.
Yeah, so
we'll take this time. I think it's going to be a short one.
My mind was thinking about a break after this level, and it has indeed happened.
Don't go running off on us just yet.
Carson sees himself in final threes of final tables. I just see breaks coming up in my future.
Yeah, Carson took a nap earlier at lunchtime, and he had a vision that this was the 3 that it was going to get down to. So
thank you. Appreciate it.
he willed this to happen, looks like.
If you have a vision of stacking chips on May 4th, come on out.
Come on out. If you having a vision, you and Luke and Han Solo and Chewie, whatever you want to dress up as, maybe Spaceballs outfits, whatever. But May the 4th be with you, 11 a.m. over at our sister club over in Las Colinas. $30K guaranteed tourney with only a $250 buy-in. So that's the same guarantee that we do here at Dallas every Saturday.
Every
But
Saturday.
it's $110 less, which means what, RJ? They're going to be
quick question.
firing bullets at that
Ooh.
sucker.
Any
That's a better
interest in,
deal. That's like a big fat
shopping, or you
coupon
wanna
right
play
there.
straight
Absolutely. $110 coupon for a 30K guarantee.
Straight
So,
right? Okay, cool.
you know, if it's anything like what we normally do over here, you're looking at anywhere from 14,000 and above for first place on a 250 buy-in. Let's go. Nerds, come out. Bring your Star Wars or Spaceballs gear. We're going to have a blast.
Cool people and jocks, you're invited as well.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Yeah,
nerds are cool, I guess.
absolutely. Haven't you seen the movie Revenge?
They're
of-
not very good jocks, though.
No, no. They can throw that javelin, though. Oh, what was his name? Antoine? God. I think that was his name. No, it was Lamar. Lambda, lambda, lambda. Try lamb.
Okay.
Yep.
Lamb to lamb.
If you haven't seen Revenge of the Nerds, please go see it. I introduced my nephew.
I may do that today.
I introduced my nephew to that movie when he was 17, and my brother-in-law and I laughed the entire time, and my nephew just
Right?
looked at us like, you guys are morons. But he did appreciate a couple of the scenes. I won't say which ones, but yeah.
Our generations now don't know what real jokes are like.
No, they don't. But when we get back from this short break, it's going to be just a couple of minutes. Players are going to be coming back really even in chip stacks, still up for grabs. $29,000 pay jump between third place and first. So math was a little off earlier. We got that. Erected or corrected or whatever the word is, and $54,000 somebody's taken home tonight off of a $300 buy-in, supposing that they only fired one bullet. That's pretty fantastic, RJ.
Pretty fantastic.
Goodness gracious. And sometimes while we're on break, we like to switch over to the camera to ourselves, but they've banned us tonight because we're just too good looking.
Yeah.
That's what our mothers tell us.
It happens.
Right?
It happens. Sometimes the cameras break.
We have faces for radio. And just in time, we got Omar and William join us saying, "What's up, fellers?" Amen.
What's up,
Well,
fellas?
hit us up in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We had a lot of folks.
Look at that. That break time's cruising, though.
We had a lot of folks tuning in earlier. We had a lot of Bostonians who are now who are now in Texas. A couple were in Boston. A couple in Jacksonville, Florida. Where else did we have earlier? We got Houston, Katy, Texas down there. My boy Brandon Rich, I believe.
That's
Brandon's still living out in Katy.
Yeah, and even Lego did throw out the Houston.
Absolutely.
Houston. Probably somewhere around here currently, but
a lot of folks watching from the Mound of Flowers, the Flower Mound.
Yeah, we didn't have too many overseas today.
No, nobody tuning in.
Cash Game Tuesday night seems to be the over the pond friends checking in a little more than tournament night, but
yeah,
I bet we got some folks out there.
Here we had a shout out from Dallas, Rockwall, Parker, LA, Mesquite. So all kinds of stuff. They were rooting on AJ earlier.
Yeah, there we go.
Of course, Lego watching from Crossroads. We've got one player back at the table. I believe the other two gentlemen are going to be sitting back down, and Dane is going to get us cranking again. RJ doing the pee-pee dance. I'm about to follow you out there, so grab me a Coke Zero while you're out there.
Yeah, we're going to have to take turns ourselves. These guys got a break.
Yeah. We can ask him, but I mean, I'll do whatever. I mean,
uh-oh.
If it's a good enough, I'm down to look at the numbers, is what I'm saying.
They're looking at numbers. They're about to talk about the C word. We don't talk about the C word here.
What in the world?
He might want the trophy.
I was about to have a pee break.
He probably won't want a chop, but we'll find out.
But
yeah, William, it's been pretty good so far.
Whatever they're going to talk about, it's time for the new level.
We had a couple of really good hands. The first two hands, there was some action.
He's asking if you want to
and yeah, it's been pretty good. We had a lot of nasty turns and some really dirty rivers to get us down to the three-handed. We're just now at hand number 69, so we've really been blowing and going. We are back from break, though, everybody. Brian checking in from Watertown, South Dakota. Still don't know why there's two Dakotas, but there are. I've only been to North Dakota. Fun hand coming back from break, though. Ali waking up with a couple of ladies. And Kaushik now peeking over at his neighbor as they did start kind of talking about looking at some numbers. We're going to hope that we get to play this sucker out.
9.5.
But they do want to know
10.
what they're looking at,
It's about 11 million.
what everybody's stacks are. They are very close.
Around that.
Pretty decent sized raise from Ali here. Wow, and those are 500K chips. Is he just doing inventory, or is he going to put in a raise? Okay, he's just going to make the call here for 850. So we're going heads up. Kaushik and Ali. The always fun 9-10 suited against pocket queens. You can see the equities there, 79-21. Safe flop, but there is a gut shot now, though, available. Some backdoor diamonds. $1.1 is the bet. Not a bad price, but every chip matters right now, especially with them starting to talk about numbers. Wow, and he's going to come in for a raise here. Going to use his gut shot as a bluff. It's a really small raise, too. If that's right, 2.3, he just basically min-clicked him. Three bet to 8 million. That was Ali telling Dane the amount of the bet. He said 8 million.
If you want to, just
Didn't even have to put the chips out.
down to look at it.
Carson letting the players know with all this money available that he is interested, or at least willing to talk numbers if they decide to discuss that C word that we don't mention here. But it looks like the other players really aren't interested, and we're going to get to play this booger out.
Let's go.
Welcome back, Archie.
We're not done.
We had a fun one just now.
Sweet.
Kaushik now our shorty.
Sad that I missed it, but all right. And our shorty still has over 9 million, so that's plenty. Now all three players with plenty of chips to play this bad boy out. Looks like he is getting the full count on his stack there to see what the last one did as far as damage goes. Button goes first. He looks at king, queen offsuit.
He's going to raise it up to, what is that, 700,000?
I think he's just scanning his card. He was just scanning his cards, yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, he's definitely not folding. So that is something that we do run into every now and then. Player was just going to scan his cards to make sure they were read by the scanner.
No worries, that's it.
And he happens to have a pretty good hand.
Yeah, Kaushik thought he might have been folding and almost surrendered his hand, but thankfully they caught it. I imagine, because grown men don't really care what other people think.
Yeah, same reason why kids are in chat asking silly questions.
All in good fun, though, David. Cooper next door to us, a production manager. Not a big fan of the Let's Go either, but
You know, I've never been a fan of it either, really. Who got me on it was stinking Mallory. She is a huge Let's Go buff.
She is. And she's a grown-ass woman. A beautiful woman.
She is.
Somehow their volume got turned down, or they're just super,
I know, right?
They're super quiet all of a sudden.
You know,
Because they're playing for serious money.
we do have 3 players that can go pretty stoic here at times. Sometimes we feel like Koshik and Carson, that the video might be froze when
When the action's on them, yeah.
yeah, when they're just doing their
they freeze
thinking.
up. Ali going to take that one down, and he is now back over the 20 million mark, 21 and some change
Looks
now.
like Brian is checking in from South Dakota. That might be the
Yeah. Maybe the farthest we've had so far, besides
Yeah.
Boston. No, David, we know you. All in good fun, my friend.
Yeah, we're getting picked on a lot tonight, so we get we try to pick back every now and then in fun, but
all in good fun, man.
we are earning all of it tonight
Yeah.
too. It's a good time.
We're on our best behavior, though, because if we do say let's go, it's just let's go. We don't throw that F-bomb in the middle.
That's right.
We keep seeing it in the chat, and
That's true.
and we can't even read it out loud.
Yeah. It's on doom scrolling all day.
Ali, he's up to almost 22 million. Speaking of, tomorrow night we are going to have our normal live stream that we do on Tuesday nights, a cash game. But this week, it's going to be PLO. 4-card.
PLO.
Pot Limit Omaha. And I know we're going to have some wild action as our buddy, not Mark Wee,
Not so Mark.
help put this lineup together with the aforementioned Miss Mallory Poker. If you're interested in playing in any of our cash streams that we do here, check the website or in the chat. There's obviously some links that you can click on. But Tuesday nights, you would contact Mallory Poker on Instagram. If you're interested in playing on any of our Tuesday night live streams. There you go. Right now, as I spoke it into existence in the chat, want to play on the TCH Houston live stream, there is the link you can sign in.
And also, Koshik's all in. But he takes it down.
All in with a king 10. Pretty strong hand when you're short, three-handed. There's our chip stack. So look at that. Ali, 22 million almost. Carson at 9.6. Koshik at 7.1. So we just were even Steven a second ago with all these stacks. And now that stack of Ali's is back swollen like it was earlier when he had the whole table crushed.
Getting his swell on over there.
Getting his swole on. He's been lifting.
He still has chips everywhere. We had a little color up break a while ago, but I think we forgot to color up. It happens.
I'm going to have to start shuffling these chips that are in my hand right now just to get some background noise. You know, it's gotten quiet.
I can still hear
a little clanking.
Yeah, Koshik shuffling his chips, so got a little bit going. I think ever since the C word got shot down, the game faces are back on.
So here's the spot here. Carson doesn't want to just limp and allow Ali to blow him off any hand, so he's going to come in for a raise. Does work as Ali just makes a call with a pretty strong suited king here, three-handed.
Queen deuce 6, no help to either player.
Yeah, now it's going to be whoever wants this.
Advantage better or advantage caller here. Carson will continue.
For just the blinds, 400,000. And Dane gave us a turn. Don't see it yet. There it is. It's the 5 of spades. Ali just gonna bet after Carson checks. Action tracking a little off on that one. Ali gonna take it down though, and he's now over 23 mil. Man, so
Yeah, now we saw Ollie crank it up a little bit earlier when he got the huge chip lead, so we will definitely see him start to lean on his opponents here. Three-handed with yet another chip lead.
As he did right there.
It's a good time for a walk. Oh, shit.
Shows a suited ace there.
Yeah, it looked like it was suited. Ace-6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up,
Diamonds.
up against a 7 duty. And a queen-6. Can you go back in time about 15, 20 minutes and just walk around the table, make some noise so we can hear something?
Mm-hmm. You want me to walk by the table? And you're hearing about 15 minutes, you'll hear me. Look up here.
Well, we don't even know if we're going to be playing 15 minutes.
I
from now,
know.
right? Hand 75.
But
still not heads up. So we've.
If I were to go out there and they're still there, then I know that we will be.
Yeah, and I don't want you jinxing.
I know.
Yeah.
I hate doing that.
We can't even look behind the computer right now because
I
we
know.
would be able to see what they see in the production room.
Yeah, it so stinks to like run on a restroom break or something, and
if you look at the table,
yeah,
you're like,
if
damn
you
it.
peek over there at all, you see something.
There's one less player than there was before. Yeah, we try to make sure that we're right there with you guys and watching this as if it were 100% live, not just on a 15-minute delay. Kasha going to take that one down. And it's going to be interesting really to see how Kaushik and Carson play. They're neck and neck with each other, but they both, basically are at
chasing Ali a bit.
Their big opponent across the table there has pretty much a 3-1 chip lead against both of them. So in a, what'd we say, a $12,000 difference?
Yeah, you don't want to
those
make
two?
it. Yeah, they're in an interesting spot here as they've leveled out, and Ali is taking a pretty significant chip lead.
Yeah.
And so now you're in a spot where you're like, I can't make a mistake because then it puts
it could be a $12,000
it puts
mistake.
me seriously at risk three-handed. Uh-oh.
And those chips that you hold on to at this point are worth money. Big ladders.
Carson's got king high here in the small blind. Pretty good hand to open up. He's going to go 800,000.
Yeah,
and Ali.
He's about to get pounced on.
Continuing the heat.
Let me just grab a chunk of these 500Ks. How big's your hand? Just how big a boy are you, RJ?
So when he does open it up a bit with
You tried to warn me too.
lesser holdings, it does help when he gets a monster like that. Possibly some marketing for the spots where he could go after him. But Carson having none of it. King high's in the muck.
Yeah, at the end of the day, now that the C word has kind of been thrown out the window, not an option, they are going to play this down and play for a championship. You're one of these shorties now. Like, you got to play for a win. So I want to see one of these players, take a stand here, get aggressive, and try to win this thing.
Another shout out to Kaushik in the chat. Livanya? Man, it is so quiet. Crazy quiet out there. We're going to have to start picking on each other again or telling bad jokes.
Yeah. Jedi, where you at? Start talking some shit. It's too quiet. All in from Kaushik.
There we go. We heard that.
Just mentioned I wanted to see some of these one of these short stacks get aggressive, and there you go. Koshik picking his spot there, getting an ace high to fold. Well
Yeah.
played, sir. Just in time to impress Lavanya, who
Hey,
says, you better win, and she points her finger at him
that's right.
sternly.
A fun trio of players here as Carson and Koshik have both maneuvered quite well over there in the 7th seat and 8th seat, while Ali has just been on fire.
How do you think old Grandpa Mitch is doing? We haven't heard from Grandpa Mitch in a while. You think he's still?
But he's loving it.
Think he's got us in the background somewhere?
Sure.
Passed out?
Mm-hmm. All right, another premium for Ali. He's on the button with ace jack, raises it up, 800,000 to go. Carson's had to work with 6-9 offsuit before in the big blind, but this time chooses not to.
I'm picturing Mitch right now on the love seat with baby in one hand, baby in the other, passed out, pizza stain on his shirt, little drool coming out his mouth like Homer Simpson.
Could be onto something there, Eric.
It could be. I had a vision. Skylar back in there. We had a Skylar at the final table earlier.
We did.
We had a Sky.
Skylar was rooting for Sky.
That's right. All right, got an ace-8 here for Koshik.
That's right. Now that we're down to 3 players, who are you rooting for in the chat?
Yeah, who's the dark horse, or is it going to be the front runner? The obvious pick right now is going to be Ali, 22 million. More than half the chips in play right now. Or are Koshik or Carson going to be able to make a stand here and come back in this? We've seen big swings on our final tables before. We had a big one several weeks ago when our buddy Sam Rayburn went from the shorty to the big stack, and he took that monster down.
And you can see here that Koshik's playing his way into a little bit of a more advantageous spot than Carson.
You got an ace, three-handed. What do you do? George Issa says Koshik going to win it all. You don't have to rip it here with 6.8, but that is an option. $875 in the middle. All in, he says.
He does rip it. He's got an ace and a button, and he's ripped it. Ace 3 is in there.
Big stack just has the computer hand, the queen 7. It's up to Koshik.
Koshik, Broadway cards, king 10. He's had to let a couple of these go tonight. But eventually, you want to take shots with king high. Blinds are 175, 350, with a 350,000 big blind ante.
There's old Mitch.
There we go.
Hey,
Koshik.
buddy.
Koshik again in the muck with king 10.
Yeah, king 10 just a little weak to make that call there. Of course, you don't want to have Carson turn his hand over and have that ace that's got you beat there. Perfect scenario. He's got a small pair.
And that blinds up 350,000. Still just a little large to be taking it on with that king high.
Look at that stack of chips over there. 9 deuce, 7 deuce. Carson's like, I will gladly take a walk.
Give me a walk.
God, that's got to feel good. Short stack, get a walk.
Feels good. Yep, with those 2 pots for Carson, he's hanging around. Now, neither player can double up through Ali and take the chip lead, so that tells you they're running pretty low. Koshik got to a point where he could double up and take the chip lead. Still definitely a huge advantage chip-wise for Mr. Ali over there in the 2 seat. Got a giggle out of Carson. So Carson and Ali having a bit of fun here.
Even though he's short, he is in the 17 big blind range.
Yep. Able to open up here if he chooses to do so with that queen 8. Ali has a 10-8. One of those hands where he likes to play back. Just a call. Seven, 8, 3. We have an 8 high flop here.
Top pair for both players. This is a
And Carson checks it.
dream spot for Carson.
So Carson's going to check it here to entice some action. That check is with intentions, I can promise you.
And let's see if he could find a raise that's not an all-in. Nothing wrong with an all-in here, though.
Does a little accounting there.
Ali got to be thinking about what's he tanking with over there. Casey Powell joining us, saying that he was the bubble boy last night, knocked out 10th place, and good luck to everybody. Well, hated to see that was you that made the bubble, but still a heck of a run. These are our final 3 players out of 1,343. And boom, there it goes.
There we go. Carson's ripped it.
All in. Long tank. Decides to go with it. Top pair, queen kicker. All he's got to be thinking, is he really doing this with a flush draw or a 7? What do I beat here? Maybe a combo draw. What's going through your head, RJ, right now as you're sitting there with top pair, 3-handed?
I'd have done called.
He'd have done called, he said.
No, there are things to think about, right? Obviously, you go back to the pre-flop action. You're facing a pre-flop raiser.
You defend with the 10-8, and you hit top pair.
You defend, and that long tank from Carson kind of throws a curveball into the hand as well, right? Do you put that on a monster hand? Do you put that on a 7? Do you put that on a flush draw?
Oh, he's like, you got pocket 9s or 10s. I'm folding an 8.
Wow.
And Carson's like, how do you fold an 8 there? What a good fold there from Ali.
10-8, doesn't want to mess with it.
Shows him the 8. And he's like, well, you raised pre-flop. You had to have me outkicked.
You had a 9 kicker.
Wow, what a fold.
I kept going back and forth, call or raise, and I thought,
Yeah, I like that, William.
yeah,
I think the
was
tank
scared of- there's a
the
bunch of
tank
bad
jam
ones.
there
There's
changed
a
it
bunch of bad ones.
a little bit for Ali. Really made him think about the hands. Maybe a little faster acting from
Yeah.
Carson might have made Ali a little bit more suspect, but yeah, nonetheless.
And off to the next hand we go. Carson's got jacks on the button.
700.
We said great fold. We never know what Ali was going to hit the way he's been running
Right.
tonight, but he's also been playing good. And here we go. Here is the collision we've been waiting for, folks. Ace, king, pocket jacks, three-handed.
All right, we get a big laydown in the last hand, and we're going to have a big collision in this one.
Money getting in, RJ?
Yes.
Money's getting in.
All right, ace king from Ali. Will 3-bet here.
2.6.
And that will set it up.
And Kaushik's like, you guys just get after it.
Yeah, Kaushik, good time to see the Montana banana there. He just throws 9 deuce in the muck.
All in call.
And Carson does rip it.
Here we go, folks.
Ali calls. We're in.
Kaushik looking at a $12,000 pay jump if the ace-king can knock out those jiggities.
Yep.
The classic race. Jack's holding 53% of this equity.
Carson, a fan favorite. He's
Time for
all
the
in.
flop.
At risk.
Ace in the window,
And a
followed by a
king.
king 6. Top twosies for Ali.
Uh-oh.
10 ball here on the turn.
Queen or a jack.
It's never easy, folks.
Dirty River? No.
9 of diamonds and ace
Good game,
king
guys.
will outlast the
Really good
jack. Ali,
Yeah,
yet
yeah.
another elimination. Carson
Hope you take it
and
down
the
to 7.
jacks
Nice meeting
down
you.
in third.
And look at those chips being shipped over to Ali, who now has almost 30,000, but we're going to get away from that so we can
I'll be
wish
over here, but
Carson,
yeah.
GG's. Great game, Carson. $25,560 going your way, brother. I know your family likes to watch, and you had a lot of friends rooting you on, and I thought you played like a champ today.
Well done, Carson. That was a sweet run. He outlasted a lot of the final table and spun it up there, in the last 4 or 5-handed action and gave himself a chance, right? And finds himself with a sweet prize of $25,000.
Right, and we play a lot in the room as well. You deal. Is there a nicer guy to be around? Carson.
Carson is
soft-spoken,
awesome.
humble. Win or lose, he's always
Awesome, dude. Had
even keel.
some fun visits with Carson. He is great.
Yeah, great job, Carson. Y'all give a shout out to Carson making it 3rd place out of 1,343 entries. Heck of a run there, Carson.
And now we are heads up.
And I really don't think Carson was playing a whole lot of tournaments when I first met him. We played a lot of 1-2 together, and he's really started to play tournaments and really made some deep runs. And obviously a couple of final tables, a few actually. So
Tournament poker. It'll
Great
get
job.
you. It's fun.
and then there were 2. So I think they are just going to take a little pause before getting things started again. But the next man out is looking at $37,530. Uphill battle for Kaushik over there with that super short stack.
Indeed.
54,275 up top. That's what we're playing for, folks. And the TCH 2025 coin that they give out when you win a tournament.
That's a cool trophy.
Absolutely.
So
And
it
you
looks
get your
like,
picture taken.
It looks like we might do a little bit of color up here, or they could be.
I think they're getting rid of those white chips. I could be wrong, but there's so many of them over there. And
They could be CCM counting, which would be.
I see them.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I have hockey on the brain, I think.
Closed caption counting.
CCM is a hockey equipment company.
I mean, we know that the chips are in dominating favor of one player. You can just look at that mound over there as Ali just appears to have a vacuum tonight as he is just
he
sucking
has
them chippies down.
Yeah, when it comes time for a big pot, Ali's been able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, but no
So
small prize there for Carson, $25,000.
Oh,
What's
awesome
that like?
prize for Carson.
What can you get for $25,000 these days, RJ? Let's think in
Honda Civic.
Honda Civic. Yeah, there you go. Stars won, baby. Thank you, Omar. Go Stars.
All right, they did do a little calculating and
just to see where they're at.
Yeah.
That way they don't have to ask every hand how much you got, how much you got.
Humble brag there. Humble brag. Am I better than 3-1? Okay, let's keep playing.
All right, well, it took 83 hands. That's the final number to get us down to heads up.
83.
Hand 83 was the almighty ace king suited versus the jiggities. Uh-oh. Omar had to recant. He said, "Are winning." Yeah. Don't wait till that fat lady sings.
Oh.
Bless her heart. She needs love too, but let's wait till that fat lady sings. Oh, it's the end of the second. It's 5-2. There's a whole nother period.
Oh, okay. That's 5 more goals than we scored last game.
No doubt. What a tease.
All right, back to action. Let's go. Koshik, 6-3 of spades. He's on the button. I apologize.
Let's see what his poker coach told him to do on the button.
I think I said it. I apologize.
Yeah. His poker coach told him to raise, and I love it. But unfortunately, he is running into the flower mound over there.
The heat.
The flower mound of chips.
The heat's still coming.
And he says, "You want to raise
flower
me?
Mound.
You want to raise me? I got the Mitchapalooza hand, the pocket tents."
Williams says we're going to make it to 105. All right, Koshik will put up a fight here. We can get to 105.
Man.
Koshik will take it.
This feels like a really unfair game of tug of war. And the team over here on the one side has like a bunch of Tongans, you know, and the team over here has a bunch of just little guys.
Me?
Yeah, a bunch of RJs.
Yeah.
Trying to pull that rope, and it just ain't working. But we like rooting for the shorties.
Yeah.
Give it hell, Koshik.
That's why we're here. Better than 3-1. It has been done before. Definitely not a record.
Mitchell A says under 105 hands. Yeah, we're at 85. I'm with you there. I think we're going under.
Yeah, it's got that look to it. But
the spare tire of the Jack 4.
We can get a spin up. All right. Jack 4 raised it up.
Jack Fire.
Jack Fire. That's a shot somewhere. Middle pair with a 4.
Brian Devaney says, "Hey guys, doing a great job. We'll see you on this final table soon. Was rooting for Jared tonight. Heater!" Thank you, Brian, for the kind words, and we hope to see you on the final table.
That's right.
One of these days, RJ and I are going to be commentating the other one.
That's right, too.
Or Sassy and Mighty Hammer will be commentating because you and I are both on the damn final table. And we ain't chopping either, buddy.
Double gutter here for Koshik. I guess just single gutter, but it did not come. The river pairs the board here. Ali gets the check mark because he hit a 4.
What's a Jack 4?
Flat tire good.
Ali can just do no wrong, and more chips get sucked over. Shout out again to our first dealer, Johnny Rodriguez, and of course, the
OJ Rod.
Danish, Mr. Dane, who's in the box right now. And shout out to Cooper and Tay, Miss Taylor, our production team, who did all the action tracking tonight. And really, we didn't have too many blips. It's pretty.
Not too many. There was
Yeah.
a couple. One was kind of a massive one in that it tricked us thinking there was aces in the hand.
Gator did not fold the aces
Yes.
early on.
And he just threw them right in the muck, and we were all like, what just happened?
Yeah, it was pretty smooth sailing
Yeah,
tonight.
that's
and
really
you
the only
guys
one.
in the chat made it a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all. And look at this flop.
Hello. Top two here for Ali, and Koshik's got top pair and a flush draw. This could be chaos, but we go check on the flop. 5 of diamonds here on the turn. Pairs the board. Ali says, I can't check anymore.
We could have had the money all in already. Goodness gracious.
Just a call here from Koshik. Queen of diamonds. No help to either player. Jack 6 of Ali best.
And he is going to go
And he
all
rips
in.
it. He's going for it here.
And that is a scary bet. He's like, what is he just snap jamming into me with?
Yeah, and he may think that he holds a little bit of chop equity with a jack. But that's going to be tricky here. And, of course, Ali takes that chop equity away by hitting the 6.
Yeah, I mean, for Jack 6 and Jack 3 to have this board run out just feels unfair, right?
It is nasty. This flop did go check. So that could put you in a blender.
Seen some really disciplined folds from Koshik early on. Of course, Ali made some great folds tonight. One earlier against Carson there. And look at that.
Yep, another big
Wow.
laydown for Ali. Nice laydown, but another bleed out here as he drops
Huge.
below 4 million.
Huge bleed out.
So Koshik there takes another hit, drops below 4 million. Ali now, the mountain over there that is more than 33 million in chips.
We've got
That is,
the mountain range versus Nub City over
so
there.
that is greater than an 8-1 deficit here for Koshik. Ali on the button with a queen 10. And he'll bet that. He bets enough to put Koshik all in.
Yep, and nothing Nub City can do.
Yeah, 5-8 in the muck. We might see a lot of that here until we get either a double up or an elimination. The pressure will be on from Ali.
Yep.
Yeah, Mitch Way, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't want to just be frustrated and just punt, when it's $29,000 pay jump.
Yeah, if you're thinking I could chop for a $29,000 pay jump, you probably should just fold.
And then you wait till you wake up with ace queen and you just rip it.
There we go.
Yeah. And
Ace
here-
queen on the button, and it's ripped.
Is it the parking lot hand after all?
All right. Ali's done some damage with these middle connecting cards. He's going to ask for a count with 10-7.
And at this stack right now, I mean, it's like he doesn't even really care about
So, yeah, it's
doubling his opponent
right.
up,
It's less than 10x. Koshik's going to be right below 10 blinds here with the all-in.
Sometimes you just want to take a swing at it, right? And knock the
Yeah,
player
you
out.
do. I've probably called with the worst, right? We've all called with worse. You definitely feel the itch to take a swing.
Do I deliver the knockout blow? Do I double the guy up? He's like,
Yeah,
nah.
nice lay down there. I think it's a little too steep, but for 10-7 off, you have to start looking at like 5x, 6x before you really. And even then, you may not want to
I bet if it was Purdy and
go
suited,
at it. Now,
I bet if it was Purdy and suited, he'd make that call.
yeah,
Boy.
I think I did that to a guy.
Yeah, find a better spot indeed.
A while back with a 10-8 suited or something. He was not happy.
Yeah. Easier to rip
But
it always than to call off.
He was down around 4x or 5x and would have doubled up if I folded.
And the fight continues.
Yeah, definitely can find a better spot there at 10x. So, Kashik picks up a couple chips.
And just sticks it in there. That's an upgrade. It's easier to stick your stack in.
Kashik's reaching here. Well, he might have some action.
All right, here we go. Ace 7 looks like.
There we go. And how rude of our cards not to read in this moment.
There we go.
Jack
Ace
8 off.
7.
Ace 7 off.
And the Jinxie had already declared a winner. So graphics are going to get corrected here. Hand number 89, all-in moment for Kashik.
All right, Kashik in a good spot here. Ace 7. 58% equity. Ollie's been on fire. King 6.
Ace 7 still good. Dodging a jack or an 8.
Deuce of hearts. No help for Ali. Only a jack or 8 will change it.
Jack or an 8.
9 of clubs. So, nice double up there for Kashik. He needed one.
Full double, but his opponent still has over a 4-1 chip lead, RJ.
So that puts us just pretty much right where we were when these two started heads up. I believe Kashik had a little over 8 million when we started heads up. Took a few hits, but that's how it starts. Can't get a spin up without that first one.
All right, here we go. Hand number 9-0. Thank y'all again for tuning in to this TCH live stream from Dallas, Texas. Definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing to the TCH live channel will get you all the updates for all the streams. TCH does stream at all the other clubs as well. RJ, Houston, Austin.
Yep.
And our friends
both
down there in the Rio Grande Valley.
RGV.
RGV.
Yep. Spring, Texas. Over there, pert near in Houston.
Pert near. That's similar to damn near, isn't it?
Very close.
Very close. Okay. And if you want to play on those streams, go throughout this chat. You'll see those links. The one that just popped up here recently was the TCH Houston live stream. Click on that link. Fill out that information. Let them know you want to play on the Houston live stream.
Queen 10-4 here. Neither player landing much. Ali will lead out and take it down. So back to work for Ali as he will continue to lean on Kashik. Kashik short stack.
Tomorrow night, 6 p.m., we're going to have a PLO live stream. I believe it's going to be a 2-5 or 5-10 PLO game, so should get pretty wild. I know one of our good buddies, Mark Wee, kind of put that together with Miss Mallory.
And even if they play 1-2-5,
it plays bigger.
It will go
Way
crazy,
bigger,
yeah. So don't let that throw you off. The 1-2-5 game here at Texas Card House Dallas
Pot limit Omaha
is insane. They're not ashamed to break out a 1-2-5 pot limit Omaha game with 4K average stacks. So, all right. Couple of letters here. King 8,
Queen
Suited in clubs for Ali. That's good enough to open. Makes it 800,000. Koshik's got a letter. Queen 8.
And is Dane going to give us an 8 high flop?
All right, Koshik does complete the bet. Wants to see a flop. Could be a little bit in the danger zone here. Deuce 3-4, not helping anyone. Check, check. We see a 7 of spades on the turn.
I hear a little more sound now.
I do, too.
Finally.
And somebody mentioned they don't see the mics on the felt. Of course, the mics are above the players, hanging from the ceiling in this particular setting. And oftentimes they have mics on their shirts as well. Yeah, they're wearing mics tonight.
Yeah, they are. I think the sound was just down a little bit. Turned it up so we can kind of hear a little bit. But, of course, these players are all business now.
That's right. But, yeah, between all those microphones, we usually catch a little bit of chatter and a little bit of chips clattering. But ever since they talked, that first time they talked about the old chop-a-dooey.
Chop suey. Yep.
Then they stopped. It was game on after that. Everyone was very, very serious. And you can see right there, we're still two-handed. Still a lot of money to play for. $37,530 to the runner-up.
$17,000 pay jump.
$54,000 up top.
Hefty, hefty pay jump there.
Koshik on the button with an ace-8. Heads up.
$800,000 is the raise. Wow.
Oh, wow. And
Ali just
a big ace for Ali here.
continues to have dominating hands. And yeah,
And he reaches for the stack of green.
and if Koshik is going to call this, he's going to have to just go ahead and put it in.
Yeah, Ali does 3-bet here, up to $3.4 million. So not all of Koshik's stack officially, but it's a bet that says all of it or get out.
Fart around and find out, buddy, is what he says. Yeah, the old arm over the chair, the lean back. I'm not comfortable here.
Yeah. I'm not comfortable, but I'm kind of ready to get this in.
We see the cards. I think poker coach is going to tell him to get it in. Yeah.
He's getting it in. So Koshik in a bad spot here. He's going to be at risk.
Gets the bad news. He's going to need a bunch of hearts, a miracle straight, or some eights. As he has dominated. Definitely some chop opportunities as well.
All right. Off to the flop. Jack 4 deuce. It's all diamonds,
Flops
and that
it
is
dead.
lights out.
Lights, camera,
Big flop here
action.
for Ali, the man that's been on fire all night. And rightfully so. Just finishes it on the flop, heads up, flops the nuts,
I mean,
and it's good night.
wham, boozled him right there on the flop. Great tournament, though. Koshik held on to finish second place out of 1,343 entries. RJ, tell him what he won.
He won $37,530. That is our second place prize tonight. And Mr. Ali, congratulations, the big champion of the evening. He is taking home a big fat prize of $54,275.
Incognito, but going home with $54,000 and some change. What a tournament. Flopping him dead in the final hand of the night. Hand 92, well short of the 105 that was thrown
That's
out
right.
there.
92, nice work
Yeah.
by our dealers. Nice work by the players. Really an electric group of players tonight. Everyone played well. We had some nasty cards
Yeah.
chip in to make some highlights. It was a fun stream.
Some talkative players early on with AJ,
Yeah.
kind of giving the table some banter. So a lot of fun and a lot of guys that we enjoy being around in the room, which makes it special to see that it's all people that we enjoy being around who are playing for this kind of money. So great tournament, great job by our dealers and everybody that participated in this event, including you and I, who
That's right.
we both donated a bullet to
that's
this.
right.
So you're welcome.
I donated to the prize pool.
That's right. We donated and allowed this sucker to get up to $315,000 in total prize pool money. Remember, May the 4th is the next kind of fun tournament coming up, but it's going to be over at Las Colinas. Las Colinas usually does a lot of smaller daily tournaments. This one's going to be a lot of fun, though. $250 buy-in on May the 4th, little Star Wars themed event. I'm sure they're going to do some Star Wars themed stuff in the room that day. I hope to see a lot of folks out there dressed up in the Star Wars gear, or
Bring it out.
Maybe even some
Come on.
space balls if you're into the a little bit more funny stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a awesome guarantee there. $30,000 for just $250
Spaceballs
buy-in.
is like a baby cousin of Star Wars.
It is.
Yep.
It is. May the Schwartz be with you. But yeah, come on out May 4th at 11 a.m. Bring your Star Wars gear. You got a pet that you want to bring, and you got one of those little service dogs. Dress them up in Star Wars gear too. Who knows? We got a few folks that bring
they will be out in fleet.
Bring their pets. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars guy, but I may even do something fun for this. Who knows? It's going to be a blast. We want to see you guys and gals out there and participate in this. And a great opportunity to go check out the room if you haven't spent a lot of time over at Las Colinas.
That's right. Awesome room over there, by the way.
Beautiful room. So great job there. There's the top of Dane's Head. We are out of here. RJ Dupree and Eric Van Loosen will be back tomorrow.
Let's do it. PLO tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, TCH.
Good night.